Hello.
What's up?
Welcome to onesie edition of D&D.
Hey, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Air Australia, for providing us with, the comfort.
We have no affiliation
Wait,
with
that's
Air Australia.
Air Australia? The kangaroo. They have
Anyway,
Air Aussie.
That is way too intense. Very uninformed. Last week, here's the intent. Last week, D&D AoE episode, I don't know, whatever, 14, 13.
Okay. 13 or 14?
The group went into a dungeon, they killed stuff, they cleared the dungeon, they went out, they went back to the ship, done, let's go.
That's
Back on
horrible.
the ship, there was a lot of drama.
Horrible.
So
That's nearly got boned.
Yep, we went to the bone graveyard, and then after we did all that, boom, 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 we went back to see that door.
You found a weapon at the bone graveyard.
Yep. Went back up, boom, boom, boom. Lincoln was talking shit, and Caius got mad, so they fought.
And then they went to the bone graveyard. You know what I mean?
And Caius left her corpse there lying there. So.
Whoa.
And then everybody heads back to the ship. Caius and
I believe.
Caius and Tintin decided to
Forgot my name.
to talk shit about Azul right in his face.
It's literally been that long.
Yeah.
That we don't even remember the names of our own characters.
Yeah, no, we're in here.
Oh yeah, they talked shit about us all. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Oh yeah.
There's a reason.
And then we get the crew. You know, the ship, the new crew for the ship. What is Blyde, Sarah, and Gall? Turtle? Yeah. And then
We also get the two.
The two elves,
oh, the two elves, Val and Valia.
Val and Van. Valia and Van.
Yep, Valia and Van.
Van is the
Oh,
guy
it's
that
Van. I
doesn't
thought it was
talk,
Val.
but- I thought it was Van.
I thought it was
It
Val.
might have been Val.
I actually don't.
It was a van. I think it was.
It's Van.
Yeah.
It was
Van.
Van or Vaughn.
There's
Van.
board that's
Alright, well, it doesn't matter, alright?
Yeah.
We'll rename him.
Rosenberg
He's a newt.
of Dalmasca.
Alright.
Alright, and then Caius and Tintin, they went back to the Temple of Cord. And then they met somebody coming up in some crutches. Yingen.
Yingen.
Yep.
Yeah.
They discuss with Yingen, blah, blah, blah. They pray at court, and then they head back to the ship.
I
And
get a
everybody's preparing to sail
I get a
toward the main island for supplies.
And we've got a weapon.
Yeah,
that
and we were,
Oh, you did?
spent some money. Yeah, you remember?
I
Spent some
believe.
money, got a weapon.
I don't remember.
we left
He's not
off
in
in
Person
the,
remembers that he didn't get a weapon.
I did
so
get a
he
weapon. I
went
got the
there.
Giant Slayer. That's
Yeah,
right.
and I got a weapon from her. Because I
Oh, yeah,
checked
you
it.
went back to the thing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, now everybody's preparing to
Yeah.
set sail to the main island.
we already saw, he let the sails up, the portal. And we were all in the meeting room, and Fantasia suggested that we need to get to know each other.
Tortle,
Gall.
What was the
GOL?
GOL.
What was it?
The orc was Blyde.
Blind. Oh yeah.
No, Blind is the gnome.
Blind is the gnome.
The gnome.
The dwarf.
Yeah,
Yeah, he said
orc.
big orc.
Oh, the
Yeah.
orc. Oh, I don't remember.
Your homeboy.
I have to go all the way up to.
Yeah, I don't remember him. Actually, I forgot his
I got
name.
it on here probably.
Yeah, I'd have to go all the way up to get his name.
Yeah, it was,
Can I try one of them?
We have Ned too on the ship. I
yeah.
almost forgot
We got
about
more
that.
than one.
I wish we had some chocolate.
Talking Simon.
We got all the sweets in the world.
We
We
were
got some of that
all in
sweet
the
pumpkin
meeting
pie.
room, and I think
Yeah,
Azul
pumpkin pie or sweet potato.
or Che, someone suggested that, who else? Because Fantasia suggested we finally get to know each other, and someone, Valia. I think Azul suggested Valia come into the round table too, since she plays a big part on the ship.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to gain her trust.
So yeah, so right now we're all in that room.
No, right now we was at the top with everybody. So
Portal, Gall, did the shell super fast.
yep. So we're back in it, boys and girls.
was eating booty.
Okay,
Oh.
so it is mid-afternoon. You guys all accumulated back on the ship. Everyone started to go back down to their cabins and get set up ready for a voyage. That's the French for voyage.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
and the you're in the big, huge cave, so you get that kind of like echoey sound. You've got this sound of the sea like lapping up against the rocks on the side.
What's the name of the main island?
Galapa, the big one in the middle. Galapa. Yeah. And yeah, you guys I think had decided to go to Galapa first.
And is that going to be GOL apostrophe APA?
Yeah.
Okay.
You decided to go to the main island. You basically the sea is lapping up against the ship. The ship is starting to rock. The map is actually by my computer. The ship is rocking slightly, and you can hear the sound of like work going on outside as people are like pretty hastily, rebuilding all the carnage that was outside. And you definitely can start to feel like some positivity coming back into the community around as they're all focused behind this like core goal of like get things back in order and working again and everything. And you are gathered around in the sort of area where the big map is in the ship, where the sort of it's kind of like the captain's quarters, but it's more like the planning room at the top. I don't know if you're really taking it as a captain's quarters, so it's like got a big table in there. You guys are gathered round, and Val, the half elf, walks in and says, "You requested me to join you."
Yes. So obviously we should go up to the top, just making sure that everyone knows their position on the ship. To make sure, we have everything up and running top tier. We're going to Gal Appa, of course, to get any resources that we need in order to get the things we need in order to save my uncle. So that is our goal, right? Everyone here?
Yes. If I remember correctly.
Cargal was the orc.
Oh.
Cargal.
Yeah, you are right.
He was the son of the chief of Yeseti.
Cargal?
Yeah, Cargal. Kargal.
Oh, I forgot. We need to drop him off too, huh?
Yeah, we do got to.
Is he not a part of the ship? I saw him, but I didn't know.
He's down below.
He said he would travel with us, but eventually he will need to go back.
Okay.
We'll see.
I do not have a position for him or Ned. Ned is helping cook with the other
He's
lady.
helping.
I mean, Ned did
I
give
mean,
some
he could
nice
just
lobster
kind of be
earlier.
here. He's not going to be
What
here.
is
permanently.
the other lady, the mother, the cook?
That's Chinye.
Shula.
She's-
No, Talia. The mother of the cook? You mean his daughter of the cook?
The mother.
The mother is the cook.
Yeah, the
Yes,
mother is
what's her name?
It was Lena and no, Tulia.
Talia.
Yeah.
I thought Talia was the elf
Tula is
archer.
the young girl, and Talia is the...
No, it's
No.
Lena and Tulia.
Oh, it's Lena.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was like Lena or something.
Lena and
Tula.
Tula is the
Tula.
young one, yeah. Tula's looking after Becky
Yes.
and helping her mother.
Tulia is looking out for who?
Buggy.
The puppy.
My dog.
Oh.
The dog.
Yeah.
Pet
I
sitter.
don't believe
I still don't have a name for it yet.
Pet sitter.
Pet sitter.
Yes, so sorry. Val, walks in and, says what she said.
Yeah, so we'll go up to the top of the deck and just make sure everyone is in their positions. It's early, ain't it? So it's like going
It's like minute. It's like early
Yeah.
afternoon.
It's like two.
It's like 2 o'clock.
Okay. So, so anything, do you know, actually, Valia, much about the island of Golapa?
Yes, I know a fair amount. What would you like to know?
Well, when we land, we would like to know the major shops that will be there. We want to make sure that we supply quickly so that we can do what we need to do to get on our mission.
Sure. Well, let me give you a quick rundown. Why is that thing I just opened not open? There we go.
I mean, yeah.
So, Golapa is a fairly large city. I'm not sure, a few thousand inhabitants, I assume. The big areas you need to know of is obviously the tower, the lighthouse. It is called. Let me fix that. The Everlight, and it is huge. Well, you can't miss it. It's a huge tower. It's always lit. That's why it's not a very original name. Then the Citadel, obviously, of Anthem is there, where the Platinum Anthem hold court over the islands.
What is it called? Citadel of what?
Of Anthem.
Anthem?
Citadel or
Citadel.
And it holds what?
They hold court over the archipelago of islands here.
Okay.
There's a few other areas that I know of. I know that there is a very well-renowned theatre of comedy. I don't particularly partake in such silly pursuits, but it is very popular. It's called the Theatre of Bronze. I believe there is a place which is where a lot of people go for shopping, called the Rookery of Idols. A very strange place covered in strange idols. I believe it is the only area in the island that lesser gods are permitted to be worshipped. So many different worshippers live there. It is very vibrant, but you can get some interesting wares. Other than that, the island itself is made of three main areas. There is the docks area, obviously. This is the main area of commerce of the island, so it is very active, lower class. Then you have the Bright Crown Ward, which is towards the mainland of the island. This is where most of the people live. And there is also the Palace Borough. There is a large river that runs through the centre of the island. The Palace Borough is the only area on the western side.
The Palace what? Palace what?
Palace Borough.
Borough. Right.
And then there is a very large market right on the shoreline. This is a place I do enjoy. Many foods and wares in this market that backs directly onto the sea, so some merchants will stop their ships at the market and you can get some very interesting, incredibly fresh fish from there.
Alright.
That is roughly what I know. I believe there's a few other places on the island. There is Golapa village. It's, I believe, some kind of cultural druidic place. And then the rest of the island is largely uninhabitable. There is many large beasts, and the huge volcano at the center is called Romulus.
You said Golapa Village?
Yeah.
Now, I know how to spell Romulus, but if you were to spell it, how would you do it?
I believe it is Romulus.
Oh, I almost had it right.
Yeah,
I had it right.
I mean, I had it exactly right. I wanted to see if she did. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, you gotta make sure. Lisa.
I have been around a few hundred years, so...
Whoa. Must be nice.
Sometimes.
So, thank you very much for that information. As the navigator, I appreciate if you let our pilot know exactly that we would like to go to the marketplace. Will probably be the smartest bet, right?
Wouldn't it be better to dock?
I believe you would need to dock first. Only certain trade vessels are allowed in the marketplace. So this is a very fine ship. If you would like to sell it, potentially arriving at the marketplace could be very effective.
I meant the docks. We're getting close to the marketplace. So yes, that's exactly where we'll go. I thought there were docks at the marketplace, the way you said most people kind of go straight to that.
It seems to. It's interesting. I wouldn't say a dock. The marketplace just drops directly into the ocean. It is very deep there. There is a number of deep caverns underneath the island, so it is very deep. You can stop a ship right on the edge of the marketplace if you would like.
No.
Only certain merchant ships are allowed to do so. I believe now that is actually fully controlled by one merchant group now. I believe they're called... They are called.
Sorry.
That guy.
Hypert Recos Trade Company.
Wait, hyper?
Hypert Recos Trade Company. So it's HYPERT.
Would I know who that is as an escort
you can
for?
roll a history. Yeah, history.
Do I get advantage with my history? No. Do I get advantage with my history?
Not unless you have a thing that gives you advantage.
I mean, we escorted a lot of merchants and stuff. No.
I like it.
Roll a d20.
I did.
Just roll another d20.
13.
13. You were escorting merchants more than not so recently, so you haven't heard of them.
Okay.
So you can you've been escorting merchants a lot, so you can assume that they're newer.
Then 7 is for my history check.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah. So other than that, you think like you don't really know.
All right.
But you've not heard of them, which is odd.
I appreciate it, Vala. We'll go straight to the docks, and then from there we'll kind of go maybe to the markets and get what we need to go to the location. Who remembers?
We also need to talk to one of the leaders of the island because of the attack that happened. We said we'll inform them for them, so.
Oh,
Wait.
I did not know that was a thing.
Who did we have to talk to? No, I feel like there's someone we have to talk to at the island.
That's what he just said.
Yeah.
Just one of the leaders?
Yes.
Yeah, someone who knows about.
You had to talk to.
Because we need to talk to somebody that can spread it out to all the priests and the.
Yes.
What about Azul's uncle?
You had to.
I know. We talk to them. We get to what we need. We leave. We go get the stuff for my uncle.
We come back?
We come back.
Wait, can't we send a message to them to come here? Or
They're trying to do a message and it's going to take too long. It's better if we go now while we're stopping there.
We'll take a day.
Inform them and-
My uncle seems to be fine at least from 10 times and arrested for a good week and a half, too. So let's just be quick about
Yeah, you've got
the
like
message.
8 days or so.
Yeah, we'll be quick about the message. And I mean, of course, I want to get this to my uncle as fast as possible.
okay, no problem.
Okay, so you are gonna set sail?
Yes.
Yeah.
Got it.
So I get to the top. I'm like, Tintin, first mate. Let's make sure everyone is doing their job here. Vala, navigator. Let's make sure that the sailmaster and anyone else guiding knows we're going to the docks. So God, you'll be following Zalia. Bliv, listen to what Zalia says. We're going straight to the docks. I'm sure you know what the docks are of
He was like,
Golapa.
yeah.
All right. I'll give you a chair later. Che, you are boatswain. Yeah.
I was going around and be like, hey, you doing your job and you're doing your job good.
Boom, boom.
Yeah.
No fire, neither cannons.
Doorbell.
No fire at all near the cannons.
Doorbell.
Alright? Someone y'all have to get
Go. Yeah, he's doing his thing.
Sarah, you'll be making sure that there are no hosts within the docks or the core of the ship. We want to make sure everything is good to go.
Gold just goes like.
That's a Sarah. She's a ship carpenter. Gold is the sales master. He washes the sails and all that stuff. Korgal.
Yeah.
Kind of make sure Boom Boom does not fuck up around the cannons.
Yeah.
Kayas, have you walk around as security here. Make sure everybody's doing what they need to do. Ned, continue to fish. We need food.
He's like.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, you're great.
And you hear, shut up!
Lena, thank you for preparing meals here. We had food here, I believe. Ned had already gave us a lot of lobsters and crabs that you can use to feed us on the way to the island. We'll try to buy more supplies on the way. And Tula, just take care of all
She's just
the
going.
pets. Make sure the scorpions do not get away.
She's like,
The snakes do not get away.
Hey,
Shut yeah, I forgot we had
she's like,
those
there's
snakes are gonna be
scorpions.
stars, thank you.
Okay.
I've been trained.
Well, actually, no. How you doing, Chad?
I'm doing good.
I would like you to watch the snakes and the scorpions.
Whoa.
I'm on it.
What?
Those are my,
What did you say about the
those are
snakes
my
and the scorpions?
theater buddies.
Oh, you can do the same. I just want to make sure they do not get away.
Why do you think
Ah,
I've
they
been
won't get
in
away.
Tintin
Hold
all
on.
the time?
Boom Boom is supposed to be helping me with something with the snakes and the scorpions.
Wait,
That is
what?
fine. We are just on the way. I feel there is no problem on the way there. Let's go.
Okay, roll a performance check with advantage. That was well done.
Just don't kill any of my actors.
First 5 of the game.
I don't even know what it is, but I can just tell from your reaction. It's
Isn't
not
it
good.
added charisma?
Hmm?
Yeah, that's charisma, right? It's not performance. So you got good charisma.
8. It was a 5 and a 3.
Wow. So he does all that, and he gives you good information, but he is not very captain-like whatsoever. He's like,
Shit.
but everyone does go out and do what they
Off
what they
this
want.
leader.
Oh,
Take the job.
Look, he's trying. He's never really led anything. He's always been a part
The
of something.
cabin
Come
boy.
on.
Okay, so
Are you saying
He's the way.
in front of everybody?
I'm saying in front of you guys, because you said that, and I'm like, give him some credit. He's trying. Someone's got to do it.
So
You
yeah,
do
a couple of
Guys,
Kissing that ass already.
I hate this.
a couple of like dock hands come up with some big like Shire horses, and they attach some rope. You throw down some ropes, and they start to like pull the ship out of the big like shipyard that it was in. And as it starts pulling out, like there's people like hammering away. They all just like, and they look up and they just see this fucking gorgeous black ship moving out of the thing.
top.
Like
Yes!
Falls.
Yes! Gaze upon us.
Hold
yeah,
on.
so yeah, the ship pulls out, and it turns towards the outer side, and the sails unfurl, and it just starts to slowly travel off into the waterways. It's probably going to take you about half a day to get across to Galapa Island. The ship is fast. Is there anything you guys would like to do whilst en route?
Gotta do the
Hey, little man, can you see?
I can see your fat ass.
My kind of guy. You want a drink?
He's like got a drink. In his hand. He's like, sure.
You're not gonna share?
No.
You bastard.
Lovely. He is a nice
He
guy.
swigs his drink and he's like,
He gives him some.
Fantasia.
Yeah, I'm just he kind of gives him some.
okay.
Fantasia, can we get some lovely music from
some
you?
rum? Oh, he like pulls rum.
Lovely
He's like,
music.
fucking good rum.
Got some before we
Yeah. And he pulls your own rum to you, but keeps the bottle. Cheers.
Can we get some lovely music from the great Fantasia?
You're calling me great. Yeah, I'll consider it. What are y'all in the mood for? A violin, flute?
Whatever you feel like.
saxophone.
Some bagpipes.
I knew he was going to say
You
that.
want to throw Caius overboard?
Y'all can try to pick me up.
I would watch. I would watch.
The Cargill's pretty big. He could do it.
He's
Cargill's
my
like,
friend.
I like bagpipes, actually.
So we're throwing 2 people overboard.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It'll take a lot.
Boom, boom. How do you feel about bagpipes?
Yeah! I can't hear much, but bagpipes good!
Yeah, there we go.
He's from that damn city. What did you expect?
I expected him to maybe not like it. I don't know. It's always a toss up with Boom Boom. He's either like for it, against it, or you just can never guess with him.
I like fire.
I never would have guessed.
What does that have to do with anything we've been talking about?
I just lit my fire.
Oh, you said you lit your thought. Oh, I thought you said I like fire. I'm like, why are you
No,
saying
I
you
like-
like-
I
thought you said that too.
Sorry.
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
Like
Azul, don't even fucking lie. We heard you say I like fi.
I maybe said it a little too loud. I thought I just thought it. My bad.
How about some drums?
Violin.
No, I'm gonna get a
Ukulele.
lute, and you're gonna like.
Blythe goes Blythe says, what goes with flute? And he like pulls out a little like tin flute and he starts playing like a jaunty little tune on the flute.
You did this earlier. I was impressed. But
you
now
lute?
he's trying to show me up, so.
Do you lose?
Doing my vocal exercises, even though I'm not about to sing. But you know, I gotta act once I get to that theater. So, you know, just. Anyway.
Me.
So yeah, she starts to play a beautiful tune on a
Lute.
on your lute.
Yes. I chose the lute since he chose the drums, and then. I mean, fucking flute. But, you know.
Okay, so a jaunty tune strikes up on the ship.
Nice.
You want to do some stuff with Boom Boom?
Yeah.
I'll float in.
Right now, we are
To the
talking
music.
about it. Hey, Bobo, are you ready to
It's
see?
like-
Show me how to extract this poison.
I think I remember.
Oh,
Let's do it.
Okay.
Please do not fuck up the ship in the process.
Extracting
yeah.
poison.
First mate.
Suddenly you look around and Tintin and Boom Boom are nowhere to be seen on the ship now.
I'm levitating on the dock. On
Oh,
the front, so just chilling.
The question is, if you levitate, does the ship move under you? Or do you move with the ship?
I levitate
With-
close to a bar.
You're like right in front of the
Right in front-
mast.
yeah.
So it's just like
let it
hitting your
push
back,
me.
and you're just like.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, what do you want to do with? What do you want Boom Boom to do? You want to try and extract some poison from the snakes?
From
Venom from the
both
snakes?
the snakes and the
Okay,
scorpion.
okay. So yeah, Boom Boom says like, you know, he lifts up the thing for the snakes and he's like, oh, coral snakes here. I've seen them many times. Their poison's pretty good. I like it. And he like, let me take a look at them scorpions you're talking about. He like lifts up and he's like, holy shit. He's like, them there fire scorpions.
No.
That poison. Ooh, baby. That's the one we want there. Them snakes, fuck that.
How much can I sell the snakes for?
I know they're pretty. Couple of gold each, probably.
Okay.
But that poison, and they keep, you feed them up, you keep them good, you breed them, keep producing that shit. Very good.
Alright. Let's
Give
go.
it a go!
Let's go.
No.
Now I've heard
we could have took a
you
little
want to
break and
feed
went to
them
go eat
first.
in the
Feed
kitchen.
them first, and then extract the poison. You don't feed them, they're gonna feed on you.
Okay, so what should we feed them?
I'm fucking know what scorpions eat.
You should say that as I
Let's see if I know.
Roll a
I was making her
nature
get
check.
tense because she was getting angry
Well, survival
at him
would probably
playing
be
the
best.
flute.
Well, animal handling if you want. Animal handling would be fine.
We're about to find out right now. Oh, come on now. Alright, so which one you said and what handling or
I'd say animal handling is probably the most.
I forgot which ones you said. But
You can
okay.
do survival if you prefer.
Both of them the same. So 17.
You roll with advantage because Boom Boom is helping you.
17.
17. Yeah, so you know that you got to feed them like some sorts of like large insects. There's plenty of like cockroaches and stuff on the ship you can gather up. You feed them over to these scorpions and the scorpions become very docile. So roll a sleight of hand with advantage because the scorpions are now fed.
I don't know if I want to roll you again. Hold on. Let's go somewhere else. Okay, 14.
14. No, you managed to extract like a small vial of like it's almost like a orange venom.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, an orange venom. And Boom Boom just says like, I don't know what you gonna do with that, but I think it's probably pretty potent.
Have some
Know what I mean?
plans. Have some plans.
They're not explosive, but you get that in your system, just bye bye.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Well, now that I know how, I might have a lot of vows.
Cool.
So now,
But you will have to go and buy some small vials if you want. Boom Boom gave you that one.
Okay.
Because it's out of his stock. But if you want to like start milking the scorpions, then yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Okay.
Where's the pencil?
But yes, do mark on a vial of fire scorpion venom.
Okay, you got an extra pencil? Oh, okay.
I got my pencil.
Whoa! I got my pencil.
Pencil?
Okay, is there anything else you guys would like to do whilst on the ship in your sort of 5-hour travel over to the island?
The meeting. To
So
get
would this
to
be a
know
long
one
rest or
another.
would this be a short rest, wouldn't it?
This would be a short rest, yeah, not enough time for a long rest.
We
Got
got
the travel throughout the on the boat.
For a half day, so it's about 5 hours. Long rest is 8
Oh,
hours
so you consider half-
uninterrupted, and you guys are going to need to be working on the
Yeah,
ship,
yeah.
cleaning, sorting the sails out.
Can
Yama.
I actually
Yama.
attune to my item?
Which one is that?
Hat of Disguise, because I haven't had time to.
So yeah, you spend some time with this interesting little Ushanka hat that you found, and you work out that like once you sat with it for some time and it sort of like fits snugly on your head, you can use it.
Okay, I tried to turn into Azul. Wow.
So yeah, you sort of picture Azul in your
Wait, hold
mind.
on. First, I'm alone in the room.
Yes.
Full
So
disclosure.
you go to your cabin.
Yes, Captain.
Okay. So yeah, you picture Azul in your mind. You get a little basin of water and you look into it. You see your reflection and you think. And then you look down and
I
it's
like
Azul.
fire. I like
Azul
fire. I
is
like
like
fire.
looking back at you.
I am 5.
It still has like the expressions of you, but on the face of Azul.
And then I'm like, okay, you try Caius.
Okay, so you look at it and you think.
Smash!
And then, yeah, you look down and there's like a much shorter version of that.
Wait, what's shorter really?
Yeah, you are your size. You're not
okay.
different
Okay,
size. You're exact to you still.
I tried Tintin now. I'm like,
And you just see your skin like starts to go blue, slightly like pointed ears, like white hair or bluey white hair, and then there's Tintin staring back.
Thank you.
okay. I'm like, alright, I transform back to
No,
myself.
thank you.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
great.
Hey, press. I'll take it.
I'll take a whiskey and coke though.
Hold on. Pass that to
I
me.
have really stopped drinking.
I mean, I will take a brown liquid and coke, definitely not whiskey. Twitch TV, sorry.
That's not a stream follower, Simon. Jeez. Can be promoting alcohol.
We're gonna have a
Just
whiskey.
fine.
We're gonna have a whiskey sponsor.
You can't, you can't promote alcohol, just
Dude,
fine.
imagine if we had a whiskey sponsor. Oh my
We
god.
met.
Glenfiddich, sponsor of AoE Creative DD stream. Okay, so Chenye
Yes,
heads off into their room and then
disappears for like half an hour.
about half an hour to
I
an
said,
hour
I'm taking a
later.
nap.
About half an hour to an hour later, they come back a little bit flustered.
Who?
Chenye just comes out of the room, just a bit flustered.
Flustered.
Yeah, you know, you've been like,
I'm like excited. I'm like,
yeah.
wait, is that flustered?
Okay,
That's not
a little bit like more
Giddy.
chipper, a bit of giddy. Yeah, giddy is a good
Yes, giddy's the right word.
word. Okay. Anything else anyone would like to do?
I would like to stop playing, but the captain never gave the orders because he's a slave driver.
You can stop whenever you want to, Fantasia. I was just loving the music. I'm sorry, I was kind of in my own zone here.
Is that what you call it when you're plays out of your mind now?
I was enjoying myself. I thought the music you and Bliv were doing was great. Right, Bliv?
I don't know how strong you like it, so.
Thank you.
As long as you didn't make it Rick strong, I don't.
Bombay.
That would have been the whole bottle if it was gonna be Rick Strong.
What? Sorry, you say Blythe?
It's Bliv or Bliv?
Blythe.
I said, I was enjoying the music you and Bliv was doing. Right, Bliv? Great flute.
Yeah, whatever.
You know, I find it interesting we're allowing him to multitask like that in the first place.
He just really have to drive straight. Technically.
He also gotta look over the at the stairway.
He's like, oh yeah, it's so easy. That's why everyone in this ship can fucking do it.
I'm saying at the moment, boy, do not
Straight, drive straight.
Like,
Where'd you get this guy?
like I put
Wait,
it.
is he
I put it.
drinking and driving?
What?
He's drinking, driving, and playing a flute.
It's about the normal.
Ah,
So he's about to write.
I don't know. The captain on the ship I was on when we were getting here didn't do that.
Oh. Are you saying something about me?
Well, the person that was operating the ship
The captain
wasn't doing.
Yeah.
The captain can steer.
I was like,
I know.
I was like, listen, our captain's high as a fucking kite.
What?
Yeah, see, not even listening.
This is me.
Sadly, we know that.
Right. Okay. Let me do what I want to fucking do, and we'll get there just in time.
Alright, jeez.
Alright.
Like you.
I don't think he likes me.
I'm a likable guy. Okay.
I mean,
So? Still just chilling with food.
so Azul, when are
Chilling and
we
floating.
getting everybody together
Thank you, Preston.
to get to know one another? Because, you know, we don't fucking know each other.
Wait, what?
We've been together for weeks. We don't know each other, Azul. That's a problem.
I thought I knew. You told me about the battery pipes and.
Oh my god. Azul,
Random
no,
people.
we
What?
actually
What?
need to know each other. Show that we, you know, are connected on this shit.
I'm blue, you're purple. Just jokes.
Thanks,
Just
Blue
jokes.
Boy. Thanks.
Just,
Fucking Blue Boy.
I like your style.
just
You're
jokes.
blue and it's purple. That's perfect.
Ew.
What?
I think he likes you.
Ew.
No, I don't think we'll work out too well. But I do love her music. Do you want to
flirt
talk
with
to her?
me.
What's
He could be flirting with you.
do you?
Ew.
He loves your
He
music.
wants you to put him to sleep.
What are y'all doing down there when you go with one another? You're always making bad jokes about the team.
No, we just talk shit about you.
I'm sure you do. Fantasia, you wanted to speak about something? I guess you can start your way.
Nah, we need to go to the round table, or we could do it up here on the docks, you know.
Oh, we talked to
As
everyone.
long as I am in between Caius and possibly Cargill and whoever else might know how to fight very well. And then I will tell my story.
Yeah, apparently.
I think we
See
should
what
go
things
to
to
the
say?
round room. I don't think everybody needs to know what all of that.
All right,
What are we hiding here?
Then-
I'm
Exactly.
confused.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Then we tell Valia to come to the round table and we
What I'm
speak
saying,
there.
We kill him.
Valia's like standing like 2 feet from you.
Yeah, like, do we have anything to hide? I am confused here.
No, we gotta.
So-
We're the leaders of the ship. We gotta show.
Yes, we have a lot to hide.
Get
We
to know each
kidnapped
other.
The woman and the girl on the ship.
Oh my gosh.
Valia. We are monsters.
She's like, I don't know what.
Oh,
Use the what?
I mean, we gotta. Do we really want to talk in public about how he had a spider eat a man? I blew up a man. He smashed a man's head in.
I mean, we knew that about each other. I don't know why we were
I
talking
know,
about
we,
this.
we were all there.
Kind of all there.
I'm saying, do we want to say that up here where everyone can hear?
No,
or
I-
only
Valia's
down?
like, the spider sounds good.
I thought you just wanted to know.
You should
us.
have been there. It was actually pretty cool. It was like a ghost type of spider. It was kind of weird.
I guess I'll start off. I don't know what we exactly
We're
you
going
want
to
to
the round
say.
table, like 10 Ton said.
I said, I don't know what you want to really
Valia,
talk about, but
We're going down to the round table to get to know each other better because we are leading the crew, and as such, we should be knowing of each other on this adventure we're about to embark on.
Yeah, very well.
I mean, I think
I would
everyone on the
say,
ship
yeah.
should just get to know us. Why not?
exactly.
Oh my god.
They're gonna be selling.
Look, my
Is your
favorite,
history
look,
really that bad?
For
look,
one,
I said my favorite color is blue. All right.
I wonder why.
my
Fucking
name-
racist. Anyway,
What?
moving on. You know,
Is your favorite color purple?
no, because I'm not racist. Unlike Azul over there.
What?
I just like my shade. I Don't know.
He's colorist.
My name is Staccato. It comes from lightning storms. You know, it's a nice little way. It's a nice little kick there for my family. It's a type of storm. You know, I've been on islands. It's really nice. I honestly think the island of Moana is really beautiful to go to. You know, you should definitely go out there.
I don't mean to cut you off, but you're telling the boring parts about your life. Tell me about something intense.
I don't know what you want from me.
You never been in a battle?
He's right.
Tell me about ship battles.
Ship battles.
Yeah.
Oh, so everybody get
How old
to
are you?
Oh, these
What?
things make it
How
cool.
old are you?
I don't know your age.
And please tell me
like,
if there's like guts and stuff everywhere too.
It's gonna be like 300 or something. I don't know.
No, I'm on the 24.
Okay.
Pretty good. So, as I said before, you know, so we're on the ship. You've seen the dual sheep. It is a monster. He is the best sheep on the ocean. Right?
It's a cleaning crew.
What? Tin time.
Oh my god.
Swim behind the boat. Okay? First of all,
You should have told him
So-
to stick his head in the water.
these big sheep, the dual sheep, and with my uncle and my father.
You got jokes.
With Uncle Milestone and my father, director. Uncle Director, Father Milestone.
Too high
It's okay.
already.
I don't fucking know why. This
The twin typhoons. You know, our name rings bells in the sea. And we're on this ship. And we're going through the storm to get one of the enemy pirates, our most hated vile creatures, the German crew. Which I am very curious because someone said their name within the space of the lizard folk that attacked the city. So I am very interested to see where they come from. But regardless, we are
It's
on
not
this,
a word.
We are on the sea, and storms are just hitting. It's typhoons, it's hurricanes within the sea, the spurts, and a lot of rain. It's pouring down heavily, and we have to catch up with this crew.
This sounds epic.
And for some reason, and the reason why we're known as
is
known as the twin typhoons, my uncle and my father, for some reason the storms always seem to be in their favor. So within this storm, we're still going through the sea, cool, calm as cucumber, and these other sheep is flipping over. They had multiple different enemy pirate ships around us, surrounding us, because we're escorting these major merchants. And doing this escort, we are fighting off the pirates, but they're losing to the sea, losing to the storm. Storm is knocking over ships except for the main one, which is Vietnam. Vietnam is the leader of the German. This is the only one that we have the most problems with, and we're trying to find ways to reach out. But we do navigate our way out. There was one of these ships that did decide to blindside us. And of course they take heat, but it's the dual sea, you know. We on the sea, all right. It does nothing to us while we fire off cannons, heating their ship, blowing them up. There was a few survivors that made it to the another island. We still followed them there to make sure that we execute everyone that was trying to go against us on their merchants. And so.
Yeah, when he's talking, like,
Obviously.
you see like a whole different person. Because normally he's like this happy-go-lucky, but then he's talking about like, we don't leave a single survivor, we execute every single one of these fuckers. Like, and you're just like,
I always thought.
oh shit. Okay.
So we get to this island. We have to find these different people. What? Continue. Shut up. We find these people. We take them out. We line them out.
Dig, dude.
There was one that tried to get away.
This is a dig.
We found him. Put him. I use my lightning to stop him. We get him. We grab him. We ask him multiple questions, but of course he wants to be hard-headed. He does not want to give up his Captain Venom. But the torture finally breaks him. We at least know one of the islands of the Pirate Thieves Guild after lots of grueling techniques and like lightning strikes at my fingertips while I'm kind of talking about it. We bring the ship back. We got the merchants home. Got everyone safe. It's a little bit about us.
I liked it. I want to give the extra little bit for that good story. Good job.
It's just nice, Jim. I'll give you that.
It's good.
So my question is.
That was a different side of you.
I love my job there. I
So my
love being with
question
my uncles.
for you is, what made you start on your own journey?
Oh, as of right now, it was after we're really heavily looking for the German crew and trying to kill off their homestead. They do have some hidden base that we cannot find. In the wake of us investigate time, we're trying to find out where they are, and I ran into, you go to different ports, you go to different locations, you hear people at the bars all the time tell their whole great sea stories. And I ran into this mysterious lady who was speaking of a weapon that can control the seas. And I'm very curious if I can use that to help my family's business. Even though we do own the seas and we've been very good on the seas, having more control means we have control over our enemies on the sea as well. So I'm looking for this Stormbreaker. She kind of briefly talked about it before she had to go, and I could not get her name. So I am looking for it. And plus, I've never been off the sea technically, so I'm very curious about exploring.
What does this mysterious lady look like?
It was very dark at night. I'm not going to lie, I was kind of intoxicated and a little bit of everything. I was kind of up there. But
you tell like her hair color or something?
No, she was in a cloak. She had dark or
sure it was a girl?
You're actually right.
All I'm saying.
She smoked some
weed. The media goes away. He's like,
You're right. I don't know. She had gray hair. It was covering her face. She had a cloak. She was mysterious in the dark corner.
Are you sure it's not the person y'all been searching for?
The what?
The person y'all been searching for.
Oh, I know how Vietnam looks.
I was like, guys, put on a cloak quickly.
We've had several. We have been encountered with Vietnam.
This is what it looked like.
We just never was able to grab him.
Yeah.
When you mean control the seas.
What you talking about?
No, nothing such. There has been a number of tales of things that control the sea, but no Stormbringer, breaker.
I'm going to find it.
I was just asking the wisest person here.
Who?
Yeah.
Me?
I was asking.
You was talking to me at first, though.
No, you asked a question. I asked the wisest person.
You're asking her why she's here?
No.
No, you said he started asking the wisest person if she knew.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of saying the oldest person, I said the wisest. There you go.
Okay.
So yes, my family, we've been helping merchants throughout the land get to and from. People do not fuck with us because they understand what they're getting in time. We take out different pirates, make sure that they do not hurt those on the sea who just want to have a fair trade. Family business. We have small to the large merchants. And if you get to nowhere, you perish.
All right.
Anything else? Oh, we have our own island. It's pretty nice, actually. We'll have to go there one day.
No, okay.
I want to know your story, Fantasia.
Oh yeah, Fantasia, you tell them why you do not like that
but let's hear Fantasia's story.
I mean, you brought up the idea of
I prepped Thorn.
everybody should get to know each other.
much. I'm still happy.
I did bring it up, but wouldn't you rather hear about Shay
No.
He's an
He's boring.
Guys, shut the fuck up! Alright? I'll show you boring. I'll hear your story.
Sure, why not?
Oh, that would be.
What?
I grew up in a clan or a group of people. They were called the. I'll toss him overboard. Called the Black Calamity. Let's say I kind of grew up with them through my father and my mother. They were in the group, and we went around and we slaughtered people.
Wait, you know some people?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, I'm saying from us, it didn't matter who we were.
Nice.
We slaughtered and we conquered groups of people. Genasi, tieflings, humans. It didn't matter who you were. If you had something we wanted,
druids, we're good.
we came in and we killed and
Yeah.
took.
Are you human traffickers? So it's like
No, so they're like mercenaries.
Oh no, we didn't leave any survivors. We basically came in, killed your entire clan, and took what was yours.
that's pretty fucked up.
Were you hired to do this, or was this just for fun?
That's just how I was raised.
I mean, isn't
So
that
there
what you
was-
kind of did? You kind of just came in, took money, and then...
What do you mean? I didn't do that at all. We fought for the good.
Well,
We helped good people cross us.
it's technically a philosophical point. Technically, good is an it's a constructed idea.
We
Good
fucked
can
up
be
bad
for
guys.
other...
We fucked up people
Yes,
who stole
but
from people.
if they're bad, they think they're doing good for themselves, you know?
No, they was wrong.
So, again...
Caius.
Continue, guys.
I'm
Before we
confused.
get into philosophical
So
debate with
that's
High Man.
basically what we did. We were led. Our leader was this grand wizard. His name was Balak. He was actually a fire genasi. Very powerful wizard. I don't know anybody who would really be able to take him on.
Why is there so many Genasis? I was something I've never met a Genasi until recently, and then apparently more than me.
It's a new way, you know, the borders.
I actually
open up.
didn't know what a genasi was until I met him, and then you're the second genasi I've ever seen.
That is crazy.
So, only to find out that I was born into the world with one purpose. Even my parents knew. And it was to bring out a demon from the Forgotten Realms named Vanitas. And I was going to be his host, which is why I have the runes tattooed on my body. These are a gateway, and they still are a gateway for this demon, Vanitas. Once I matured in age, they sent me on tedious quest to gather stones, and I had no idea what I was doing. But I was gathering these stones, these rocks, and we had to meet at this town at a specific time, a specific day, with all of these stones. And I had to gather blood from a lot of different races, such as tieflings, etc.
Why is only tieflings, then etc.?
Because we killed a lot of tieflings, that's why I said that.
I mean, you couldn't name one other race and then say etc. It's just tieflings, etc. Like you singled us out there. That was
She has
intentional.
somewhat of a point there.
You could have said elves, you could have said human, you could have said genasi.
We killed elves and all this, whatever you want to call them. We killed all of them. Okay.
Nice.
So then, during the night of the ritual, my parents somewhat had a change of heart because they had, I guess, grew to love me or whatever. But it was too late by then.
Love me or whatever.
So then they decided to try to save me, but it was too late. Balak had already had everything going to plan, and the ritual came about, and I was taken over by Vanitas.
So why are you here?
Can I finish the story?
I'm sorry.
I'm guessing what Azul,
Don't worry, I'll transform and kill all of you.
what Azul is trying to say is that it seemed like you failed your mission. But he's trying to say it in a nice way, but it's still rude as fuck.
No, I'm asking what it seems incoherent.
How would that be that I failed my mission and be more so I succeeded in my
I
mission?
mean, obviously you don't like
We just, killed tieflings.
Finish your statement, Caius.
So, I was taken over, but however, I guess you can say I could still see and have somewhat of control, but Vanitas had taken over my body and killed everything and everyone that was in that town. I don't know if any of you have heard of the Blackest Night, is what they call it.
No.
I erased basically a whole entire
Wait,
town.
what I know? Blackest Night?
What?
I'm sorry. Nope.
I know that from any
Blackest Night. He said that's the
That's the-
massacre that.
Some massacre that happened. I don't know if it's.
Oh, I
Wait,
see. You'd be rolling a history check. Yeah.
Same. I was gonna
Probably
ask.
with disadvantage. Okay. Just roll a history check.
Wow!
17.
Wow.
Nat 20.
You're rolling a history check to 17. You vaguely heard of like there's been a couple of big massacres around.
Yeah.
The man.
Nothing in particular. You've definitely heard there's word coming in from the and also like word coming in from from various different races that come and visit where you were protecting. That there's a couple of like more recent like massacres that have happened, and that's definitely one of them that they speak with like quite a lot of fear. But you don't know a whole lot more about it than that.
I heard about it.
Yes. So a lot
That's
of
where
people.
it's from? You're the cause of it?
Yes.
Damn.
So a lot of people died, blah blah blah, y'all know, and then there
Wait,
was.
You said your parents were there, so that you.
They're dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry to hear that.
Just blah blah blah. Your parents.
But
Wait, so is it still in you? You're getting to that. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your story.
We're confused over here.
So, yes. However, a wizard showed up, and he fought Vanitas, and I guess you can say pushed him back to the realm, and I was going to die, and this wizard did some type of spell, and he gave his life to resurrect me. So then I just took this amulet right here as a memorial for the wizard. I never got his name or anything like that. But other than that, the runes on my body, they never faded away. They are still a gateway in which Vanitas can still be summoned through the ritual to, come back and do whatever he wants to do, which is pretty much destroy and kill everything.
Why did this wizard save you if you're already a murderer before Vatican?
He didn't know. All he was there was to stop Vanitas. That's all he was there to do.
So why are you not? Are you still the same person?
No, I'm not.
Then we
the
have
same person.
major problems.
What if you're the wizard?
He's a sorcerer.
You haven't even took one of these yet.
Oh, you think? It's working. I took my.
So yes, the only person that I know that wasn't killed was Balak. I know he is still alive, and at most, the only thing I know is that he has an organization that he runs called The Hand.
So now you're just a good guy. You don't go murdering, killing, and pillaging.
I mean, as you can tell, have I done that?
You thought about it multiple times.
Yes, I have. But have I? No, I have not.
Yeah, that's it. He has a good point. He went through the whole village that we previously had. There's only a few people.
I know.
I mean, he sees you every day and doesn't kill you, so I'm surprised by this point.
He likes me.
I know he likes me too. And he might like Tintin a little bit more than us.
I'm just looking for him. The hand, the insignia for the hand is a hand with a red eye. A black hand with a red eye in the palm of it.
Is the symbol?
Yes, that is his
So
insignia.
after you joined Cord, I noticed that your ruins.
The runes changed. That I really don't know why they turned blue.
So Caius,
however, it didn't erase the runes. As long as these are still imprinted on my body, Vanitas can still be summoned. But as far as I know, Balak is the only person that knows the ritual to summon him.
So Caius, what brought you to the islands if you're not from here?
Just looking for any leads. I have no
Trying-
idea how big his organization is, but I can tell you that it's powerful.
Oh, you want to take down the hands? Is that what you want to do?
Honestly, I just want to kill Balak.
Nice. I respect that.
So we have a
Alex sounds like
previous murderer, and we had another murderer, Fantasia.
I mean, 3 of us killed people, if that's what you're trying to get to in that cabin.
Nice.
It wasn't me.
My turn?
No, you're a murderer too.
I mean,
You can't
look.
keep blaming.
I personally don't do the murdering. My things around me might. That I call nature.
Alright.
So that's it. I'm just looking to kill Malik.
Are you looking to right any wrongs? You still got a lot of villages, apparently.
It is what it is.
Oh man. Okay, fantastic. It's a
Okay.
good follow-up.
Yeah, I mean, can't be worse than that. It's pretty brutal. So I'm safe. So,
Oh God.
I am.
Man, it's getting warm in here.
Just a little bit.
Just a
Born
little bit.
to, you know,
Man, if only I had some kind of fan.
human type of parents. That's what they were called. They were humans.
Wait.
Hmm?
Your parents were humans?
Yes. Do you not know how tieflings are made?
No.
Are you serious right now? It's a contract. Someone in one of their family lines decided, I'm gonna make a contract with the demon. And they did. Whatever the fuck they did happened. And sooner or later down the line, a tiefling is born. And that ended up being me.
So I killed a lot of summoned demons.
That's.
I mean,
some of them are, you know, tiefling.
Could be hundreds of generations later that you killed that summoned demon, you know.
Possibly. I'm not that old.
Oh my goodness.
So
Wait, how old are you guys?
I'm 25.
Nice. Wait, I'm older than you? Fuck. I'm older than you too.
Okay.
Sorry. Weird flex, but okay. Okay, wait, how old are you? You're right?
Why are you asking a lady her age? Isn't that kind of rude?
I gave you my age, he gave you your age, Tyler's gave age. I'm just curious.
I mean,
If it helps you,
I want to know how
he's a
long-
little ladylike, so we know his age.
Yeah.
that's true.
You know my age. Wait, actually, do you know my age?
No one knows your age.
So, Fantasia, you came here because.
Oh, my words. Background.
You say this out loud.
Oh, I was out
told
of
me
it.
in a Zoom.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, don't ask the lady her age. But moving on, I had a friend. Because, you know, growing up a tiefling, everyone hates you, obviously. So,
It's not true.
My village didn't have any tieflings, so.
some people, I decided, you know, they're staring at me anyway, might as well start performing. So, I got into the arts, and I was from a town named Calgar, you know. Don't know if you've heard of it, because...
No.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you'll find out why. So, later on, I decided to go into the college. And of course, I met Duplicity. And I talked with her. And we got into...
So who is Duplicity? I mean, you just kind of threw this person in the story.
That is a name.
Obvious.
I vaguely remember her. Like...
Oh, you vaguely remember your background as well.
I'm going to be completely honest here. I've been carrying around in my pocket, like, since I've met you guys, this band of hair, and I seriously don't know what the fuck it is, but I have it. And...
Well, you intoxicated when you got it?
I guess.
Oh, okay.
But all I know is that this... Anyway, I don't want to bore you all. So I'll skip to the fun part, as you want to hear. Me and Duplicity decided we didn't like crime or people looking down on others. So we took it upon ourselves to punish those who were, you know, mugging people, raping people, cheating on their taxes. So we would kill and arrest all of them. We would kill, arrest, and, you know, turn in a bunch of people. sooner or later, I started to disagree with all the killing. And this is where it honestly gets fuzzy. I was in my room one night, and all I remember is that bagpipes started playing.
Mm-hmm.
It was the dark of night, and...
Was it the Blacklist Night?
No, that's Gaius' Massacre. So, I don't want to take credit for it. But I went outside.
I don't either.
And buildings were on fire. Of course, my hands were on fire, so that explains that. And I started murdering the whole town. They were coming at me. I killed them left and right. I felt like a dark tiefling, like the typical cliche. I went around, I killed everyone. I saw a child. He was stuck under a rock, and he said, "Why are you doing this?" I couldn't answer him. I just cut his head off. So, moving on.
All the people she killed, she remembers the child.
I look straight at 10 times.
So I went to
Tina's like,
Oh my God, you're looking at it like, what the fuck?
So after that,
Can I get a drink, please?
I remember hearing, what were they called? Those war golem type things, the juggernauts. I don't know if you heard of them. They're the little machinations. They're not actual people. They're like imbued or some shit.
No.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No idea.
Neither do I. But I do remember after all this, I started crying uncontrollably, and I guess I had an out-of-body experience, because when I ran towards my house, I literally saw myself sitting there, and then I remember fighting myself, and then that's when my horn broke off.
I wasn't going to ask about that.
So my horn broke off while fighting. I don't know what the fuck I was doing, but I was fighting against me, and then the golem that I was with threw me into a river, and I was basically left for dead, washed up ashore somewhere. And as I was fading out, all I could hear were pan flutes, and that made me so angry. But other than that,
You're
I up to it.
You're an artist and you hate
What is
instruments?
up with you people killing
I don't
kids?
know.
Kids.
There's two people here.
And being okay with it. Like,
I never said I was okay.
Exactly. I mean, she was trying to be a hero of justice at first. Me, on the other hand, I was just kidding.
That is your best friend tonight.
I mean, cheating on your taxes is a pretty awful crime.
We can murder
the
together.
kid, the kid did not do anything with taxes. You
Kid does taxes.
I don't understand, like, how is it okay for that? I'm more of a, let's say, savior. I like to help people, heal people, take care of people, and all I'm hearing is I kill people for fun.
No, I killed people for survival. Come on.
I'm telling you,
They had something I wanted.
I had
Not needed.
One of them had this nice coat.
Not needed, Caius.
You killed a man for a coat?
Oh my God.
Hey, it was a nice coat.
I'm very
However, I lost the coat, so it was meaningless to kill him.
I don't even think you could have worn that coat.
No, he was like a human.
Oh my god.
But he was nice.
Caius, you feel no remorse for none of these.
It's how I was raised. I mean, I didn't know any different.
We have some seriously
The thing is, like, okay, I understand at the time. I can see you saying you was born that way. I was just in the moment that way.
I mean, I was raised that way.
Yes, as of right now, the reason why I say you have no remorse, because we asked, how are you going to basically repent for these, or what are you going to do to,
right some wrongs.
right some wrongs?
Well, for a start, I helped the town. I fought for them, right?
That is true, but
Because you like to kill.
when he talked about
But did I kill innocent people?
all you did was say, I want to kill Valak. You didn't.
Look, you can call me a murderer and all this, but you did the same thing. You took lives, right?
For the greater good.
It doesn't matter. You're a murderer.
That's fine.
That's
I'm
why
fine with
all
that.
three of y'all in the same boat.
But as long as that
He's
evil
a murderer
people-
too, because he allowed the spiders to kill that poor man.
Technically, there's no blood.
You're
on
as
my
guilty
hands.
as Charlotte was, alright?
Hey, Trump and Obama were good guys, okay? They fought hard in those catacombs.
They didn't live, though.
I'm
Go ahead.
confused.
What's your story? Let me find out you're a murderer too. You just don't want to admit it.
But there's a difference between murdering innocent folk who do have no self-defense. You were killing people who couldn't even defend themselves.
You blacked out, ma'am.
Holy shit.
Ma'am, you blacked out. You woke up, saw the kid. Kid said, why? Why are you killing people? And you said, I don't know.
I'm like, I do remember,
How is
no,
that?
it's coming back to me. The kid was growling at me. He was asking why.
Don't change.
I'm
Don't
not-
change the story.
I'm not
Don't
changing.
change the story. Don't, just keep it like it is.
All right. So anyway,
Oh,
I
that's another fire.
burned the whole town and burned it down. Thrown into the river. Woke up on a boat. Someone found me. I started performing there.
Oh, what type of performance?
It was, of course, musical, comedy, theater.
Oh, okay.
And death.
You know, just ballet of murdering everyone who saved me. So, I was performing one night at a tavern.
I do not understand.
How are you a performer?
Wait,
She's on the path of redemption.
I
No,
cannot
that's
feel
fine.
that way.
No.
It seems that some people just view killing as an art. I don't. I'm
You ever just
saying,
painted with
out
someone's
loud.
blood?
I read it in books. Full disclosure.
Kenya, you're a murderer.
Oh, shut the fuck up, Temptation.
I am very
I don't
confused.
slaughter whole villages.
I don't-
alright?
I slaughtered
confused.
I
a
can if I want,
town.
but I won't.
Not villages. Sorry, that's Kai's.
Oh yeah, my bad.
In this guy.
Towns.
apparently.
Wait, who?
I killed a town. They killed towns.
I didn't kill towns.
Oh, right.
Yes, he just sunk ships of people.
Who were attacking innocent folk?
So there was no innocent people on those ships?
I'm
What about the janitors?
They're
You think
okay.
he was innocent?
Not on a pirate ship.
There's a cabin boy who's just trying to get by.
He should have made better choices.
He was kidnapped, probably.
You're basically saying the same thing I'm saying. You're basically saying the same thing.
But for the good though.
Kill kids for taxes.
That's not for the good though.
It
You
is
just punish
murder.
those little ones. They learn.
Definitely a t-shirt.
But murder is murder.
Murder is not murder.
When you think about it, war is just legalized murder.
It's,
You trying to justify your problems.
I don't justify mine. I think they were pretty funny. I had some funny adventures.
He's a terrible person.
Funny?
Yeah.
Kayas, we have serious problems here.
But
Because we do not kill people for the fuck of killing people. Especially those who are too weak to fight back.
I've been trying to redeem myself, but I do find humor in my past. What do you want me to sit here and cry all day?
Yes.
No.
No.
No. Work through your problems, but don't tell
That's
people.
why I laugh at them.
are they called Warforged? Has anyone heard of that?
Warforged?
Warforged, they were bagpipes.
Warforged bagpipes?
Does anyone know how to play bagpipes in here?
Wait a minute. Duplicity.
I don't want any of those problems.
Duplicity.
Anyway.
Holy
on to the
shit,
next
that's a
story.
changeling.
How about you, Mr. Righteous? What is your story?
What's a changeling? Has anyone heard of that?
Yes.
Change.
Maybe. I heard.
Father Tinto,
Rumors.
you will tell us how you led all those kids to the light.
Yes, I make a roll for change the beat.
I'll let them finish.
He got
Yeah.
15 though.
Oh,
Voice.
You said intelligence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a 6 naturally.
Shinye just knows everything.
5.
You put that all in this episode.
You know that a changeling is a demonic creature that is able to transform itself into look like anything. For example, the same person.
So,
Tintan, I hope your story is.
do you think it's possible my out-of-body experience? No, Duplicity was my friend.
I do not know.
But I do remember something. That's why I have a need for books. Me and Duplicity got into a fight. There was something about books. My parents... The song I played on that captain's boat. Fucking God. Lucizel. It was about Lucizel. She thinks he's real.
Who the hell is Lucizel?
Some god in a fairy tale I read about. Duplicity got mad at me because I didn't believe he was real. I didn't want to give her the book. And then, I don't know, that's when I blacked out and ended up killing everyone, and then all that happened. That's why I'm so interested in libraries.
If you would like, you can roll a perception check to see what the fuck she's talking about.
Yeah.
I know the story and I'm confused.
Perception?
Perception?
What is with doing fives?
Yeah, I know. My rolls have been shit right now.
Have you even been keeping track today?
I am. I got 2 already. What you mean? Nope.
You said perception, right?
Yeah.
I'll make sure it's right. My perception is plus.
Like perception
so
or like
that's,
what?
Damn.
Okay, you perceive that she seems very confused, and it's highly likely that because of the way she's describing it, didn't actually do those things. Maybe she remembers someone else doing those things and is like projecting or whatever.
24, by the way.
I mean, you know what changelings are, so you know that a changeling could have easily done those things instead of her and made her believe that she did those things.
But she said she killed somebody in the face. Little kid.
So both of you understand that it quite possibly wasn't even her doing those things, that she was... You don't know what fucking
Can I roll to see if Caius really wants to be a good guy or a bloody ass murderer that wants to stay that way? Oh shit.
I mean, barbarians have
What
a
am I
history
doing?
of being savage.
What am I doing?
Perception.
Perception.
My guy's more like
19.
Oh wow, he finally knows
19.
something.
19. There you go, Caius.
You can choose whether he perceives... Well, I mean, you can roll against it. You can roll deception if you'd like. Or you can just...
I ain't really against it.
So what do I see?
What do you see?
I'm asking if you
trying to
really
understand if your character really does want to
be a
redeem
good
himself.
person. Or not.
Yeah, he does. He does want to redeem himself. I mean,
So you do
join Cord.
you
that's
do
what my guy
notice
did,
that even though he kind of puts a big face on it, there's like a big pang of regret.
Okay. All right. That's not what
You don't know shit. You think that?
No, because he's doing Cord really bring him in. That's the only reason I didn't. My guy isn't really attacking him.
Just killing him.
Yeah. and now that you told me that after I rolled, my guy isn't going to say nothing about Fantasia itself.
I guess hopefully both your stories are not as dark as the other two.
Yeah, filled with murder like your story as well.
Yep.
They're pirates.
You killed people too.
My story isn't like yours. I am not
Yes.
a murderer.
Father Tintin.
I do plan on rebuilding.
First mate.
If I can find it.
I lived in a little village, and my life was more of saving people. I was a medic for the king that was there. Really, I just was around his daughter most of the time. I was personally her medic. No, sir. No, sir.
Just
That's royalty.
hey, gotta punch above.
She was a very beautiful lady, and she was half elf.
punch above his weight.
I got to know her a little bit, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, the reason why I'm on this journey is the main reason we need to get to the point. It's because her father died and was attacked, or a village was attacked by a tiefling. And no, I don't blame people. I'm not the one to point out one person and say it was them. So you don't have to worry about that, Fantasia.
Okay.
Everybody does their own actions. Won the race, I cannot blame. Now, when I first met you, it kind of irritated me, but I put that aside because of what happened.
Racism.
It's not racist.
You good man.
Basically, what happened was this tiefling came with, I don't even know his name. He was purple. Black.
I'm looking at both.
So I was kind of hit off guard when I saw you. I'm not gonna lie.
Hit a broken horn too. Hit a broken horn.
No, I didn't have a broken horn. He was all intact.
Alright.
He was mainly a black tiefling. Tabaxi called Fargo, and Dragonborn called Henry was his accomplices. Basically, they came to the village. They acted like they was part of the village when I was kicked out of being the medic because the king saw that I was getting too close to his daughter, and I had feelings for his daughter. Obviously.
So he was.
Yes. So my sister was one of the sergeants in the group taking care of the carriage as it was going to another near village to meet for her training. Because you have to train in each village before you become higher in the ranks. They got bombarded. Bombarded. I said that wrong. And Yuri and Fargo was part of the plan because I was
Fargo?
traded out for Fargo.
Is that the
Tabaxi.
oh?
So they helped this tiefling come into our village, steal stuff.
They jumped your sister?
Yes,
Did she get
my
away?
sister. Well, I wasn't there. They took her. One of the guards that survived told us she lost her arm in the battle, and yeah, so the king died, and I'm here now because I'm trying to figure out if my sister's still alive, find that tiefling,
That
and
would not. You don't have a black purple cousin, do you?
you heard her and how tieflings are made.
First
think they
off,
have kids.
that's all tieflings. I know tieflings that reproduce with other tieflings, like more tieflings.
That is true.
Okay, so what does that have to do with me having human parents and possibly knowing a random black tiefling?
I just ask questions.
But regardless, my life basically consisted of staying in an island, saving people because it's hard to get to my island after they crash, trying to get to my island, helping people, helping the guards, healing, fighting every once in a while. Very rarely didn't have to fight too much because we are secluded out. Though, now I'm on a journey to find out if my sister's still alive, find this tiefling.
So Henry was what?
Henry was the dragonborn.
Oh, okay. All right. Chair, are you dark and gloomy too?
No, the fuck is wrong with you all of you?
My life was fun.
It was.
I mean,
Fun murdering people.
Still alive. Kill
Majority, yes.
I think it falls in when you said you had fun killing people.
No, I had fun on the sea. We helped merchants. We helped nice people.
He just did it on the sea and mine was on the land. I mean,
They were pirates.
Solid land? It's about the state of matter, honestly.
We killed people who killed people to take their shit.
how do you know the people that I murdered didn't kill people?
You killed villagers. We're innocent
But they could have
kids.
killed people.
Families.
I mean, we told the kids to run. I mean, they tried.
That's just so horrible, man. So fucked up, man.
So did you like?
I mean, we gave them a head start. Come on.
Bumbuck, yeah.
So did you like slam babies' heads against rocks and all that?
Nah, I just kind of cleaved them in half, like butchered them.
Oh my. Not the babies.
Just picture like somebody running and then all of a sudden your bottom half is missing.
Not the babies. Like you do that to the assholes. Perfectly fine.
Well, I didn't know who was an asshole and who wasn't.
You knew he wasn't. He had a toy.
Yes.
Oh fuck, dude.
I'm like, Chicken, please make me feel better because I am very sad right now.
Please tell me
Yes.
you come from a land of rainbows or something.
No.
Unicorns.
I'm from the Alabaster Sierra.
The Alabastard.
Alabaster Sierra
The
range.
Isle of Bastards.
Alabaster. The heat influences my speaking. I'm from not here, obviously, not at all. I've spent over a year traveling across the land to get to here. I actually ended up on the islands by mistake. I was sleeping in a barrel and I woke up one day on the ship. Sometimes you drink a little bit too much and you just find some nice cozy
They just
place.
close your ass up and threw you on a ship.
And I might have been in a barrel. They thought the barrel was cargo, and here I am on the island chain. So, but
Holy shit.
it's crazy. But I'm trying to find my way back. But I'm from a village called the Bear Claw, up way north in the Sierras. It is next to a bigger city you could call Wolfstone, and it's just a big trading hub up north. It's one of the largest parts from the. Forgot. Anyways, I am part of my family was quite influential in the village. My dad was a high-ranking village leader, you could say, and I've been traveling ever since I've passed my rite of passage in my village.
You were just traveling to Java?
And
My-
what is your rite of passage?
Huh?
What's your people's rite of passage?
It's a rite of passage.
Murder a whole village.
I was gonna say murder a whole village dressed as a tiefling, but I'm worried content will cut my head off before I finish the sentence.
Question. So
Sure.
you just roaming,
Sort
and
of.
getting drunk and stuff.
I'm big on books. I like reading a lot, and I want to write my own book one day. Something that is a worthy adventure. So, after consulting my family, I set out on to just see what the world is like. When you're up so high north, there isn't a lot of sand. Thank God, it's the devil's work, honestly. You don't see the world that often. So I wanted to see what is out there, and there's been so many books that have inspired me to travel that I did it.
I don't even know what snow is.
Oh, you'll have an interesting book after traveling with us.
There was a huge fucking library, and I was the only one who went in it. What was that? Shay, why didn't you fucking go? Now it's just a bunch of rubble, if not ash.
Well, I may have snagged one or two books. You just don't know.
So we're dealing with a thief.
No, a righteous thief. I took the.
Let's steal.
Both of them have tried to make something bad and put it in the light of good. I'm just a righteous thief, so I steal books from the library.
I'm just a righteous killer. I just kill a bad guy.
I'm a righteous murderer, alright?
No, you can't put them in chains and throw them in jail. You gotta kill
Yeah,
them.
exactly.
Jesus Christ.
No,
I
we
just
don't
fire
give-
bolt their head and it explodes.
We were literally giving permission from the city councils and mayors,
Is all council and mayors just?
kings.
They can be corrupt, you know.
You
What if
never
they
know
told
who you're
you
following. I'm not going to
They
be bad about you.
could have been
I'm just saying
pirates?
that many things can go wrong with following other people.
Yeah.
He followed somebody.
The job out
It's
the
wrong.
punks beat us, and we made sure that they do not exist. Because they do
And what if
murder.
those punk beaches were just some trade ships that the king said they were pirates, so you idiots were just like, oh, let's go kill them! And then they're just over there screaming help and waving. You think they're showing guns at
I mean,
you.
these-
Open up the cannons.
These assholes actually rock the flag on themselves, so it's no mistaking that.
They can just lie and tell you
Who is
that
dumb enough to lie to be one of the toughest
a king.
pirate groups out there? Why would you rock the wrong flag. That is dumb on your part, and you may deserve to die for that one.
Jesus. So there you go, justifiable murder.
You hear like run home outside the ship.
All right.
Oh, we didn't get Valia's story. She's just been sitting here listening to this shit.
We'll have to.
Talia's like, I'm very boring.
Do I believe her?
You can roll a perception check
5.
compared to you guys.
Alright.
Shit.
I've been here for 100 years.
God damn it, I don't know shit either.
All right. So we're bringing up the line. All right, everyone. To your positions. I go into the captain's quarters. They assign the papers to the ship. Write the
Oh, we
name.
fucking were.
And me as the captain, like on the official papers, to dock.
Okay. So yeah, you start to coast in towards the docks, and as you come out onto the ship's deck, you see a really large city right on the edge of the coastal line. And ahead of you, in the far distance, on the end of like a long like spit of land that sticks out, you see this gigantic tower with a very bright like white blue light in the top of it. And then down below that there is a sprawling city that you can already hear like clangs and discussion and like people yelling and like just hustle and bustle of the city all around you. You can see just ahead that there seems to be some kind of like bazaar going on with like tents and like in the distance quite far. And on your left you can see the start of like a series of large dock spits sticking out into the sea. You start to or Blythe like guides the ship into one of the docking the docks area, and you throw the ropes down, and a young like male human just quickly like wraps it up very quickly round and runs off, and you as you're sort of disembarking the ship, a sort of very elderly dwarven man comes up and he says, "Hey there, this is a very nice ship you got here.
Thank you.
Papers, you got your papers."
For sure. Here you go. And I give him the papers and I motion the Kayas. I'm like,
Kyle just walks over there.
He like takes the papers off you and he's like,
I see your son. Very nice, very nice. And your name is Hassan?
no, my name is Azul.
Azul.
Captain Azul. It's right there at the bottom. Yeah, it's in signature.
I see. Very nice. Very good. Everything seems in order here.
And I reach into the bag of holding. I take out a gold coin.
Why?
I give it to him. Well, thank you very much. We'll make sure this is taken care of here on the docks. I'm sure you'll make sure nothing happens to it.
Well, of course I will. Of course I will.
he pockets the money nice and quickly. As if he's done this many times
Of
before. And he says like,
Hey! Here! Come clean the ship while they're gone. How many days will you be staying?
I would say probably 2 days.
2 days.
At the max. We might leave actually a little earlier than that, but if something happens, it'll be about 2 days.
Well, this dock is 10 gold per day. You can pay it as you need.
Do I believe him? Hold on. As many times you go to a dock, would I know that it's...
Perception.
Yeah.
With advantage, you've done many times.
I'm not going to do anything else.
I'll say you've been fucking up on the whole time.
5.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, you've docked a few places, but you never really were paying attention.
I wasn't paying. I was.
I mean, you definitely saw them give money. To
Yeah. I was like, no problem. I'm sure this is a little pricey, but
I mean,
to make sure this ship is
It's
nice.
a nice dock.
it's a great
I take 10 out. So you need to mark the 11.
Yeah, I'm marking it.
chickens.
For 2 days at 20 gold.
What now?
Actually, 20
You say one.
per day.
I'll come back to you if it does go up.
I mean, you can give me all now when you leave, or
half now, half when you leave.
We already gave him
Half
half.
now.
We already gave him half.
Yeah.
We
half
gave
now.
him half. We gave him more than half due to you tipping him.
I gave you half, and if we need it, we'll come back and pay you before.
Very well. Very
Thank you. All right.
That one goal's for the ship,
Can we just?
not a tip.
We'll tell him we'll pay him. We'll just leave.
No.
Chet, you don't whisper next to the person.
Hey,
No.
Ned!
I do not do that.
Ned!
Ned! Yes?
He's alive.
Like, and Ned's head just like pokes over the top of the ship.
We're here. Got a question for you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
What all did you need? What supplies did you need to make that fishing rod work for you?
Oh, I will need some kind of gem. I think some kind of gem that.
Is that guy still there or he left?
And the guy's probably still there. Just he's
Oh,
just,
no,
he's just
I
noting
don't
some
know.
stuff down.
Oh,
He's
okay.
talking to a couple of the. He's not really paying attention. He doesn't really
He's
care
on
what
the-
you guys are doing.
Right next to the guy.
Yeah, and it's like
Is it diamond? Yeah, diamond would probably be best. Diamond would probably be best. And if you can find some adamantine thread. Yes, adamantine thread would be best. Unbreakable, fantastic. You should get
Why
that.
not rune thread? Runic thread.
What is runic thread?
I don't know.
Oh my god, shit. You're just making up threads.
I don't reckon how
What time is
I
it?
read it in the book.
It's like 10, ain't it? 10 p.m.
yeah. So you're talking about
It's about 6 hours, right?
yeah. It's about 9-10 o'clock p.m. So it's dark already. But the dock still seems to be
Moving.
hustling and bustling.
New
like-
York.
Yeah, it's really very busy. Ned says, like some kind of gem, ideally a diamond, like expensive, and then adamantine thread.
Okay.
I go, what's the lady name?
Someone give me the
Lena?
snakes
I
off.
say Lena. One more month, please.
She's like walking off the boat with like a little bag in the back. Yeah, yes.
I reach back in the bag. This guy stopped me. I had to go. I take 10 gold out.
Oh my god.
I give it to her. I was like, could you please get enough food to last multiple days on this ship for the whole crew?
For the crew. Yes, this is 6-7 days probably.
You idiot.
Shit, 6 hours. Okay, that should be fine enough. Thank you.
Will do.
Be sure to
She
spoil
like
it.
yells out, Tula, I need your help. Come here with the basket. Yep.
And
Get that big
bring
one.
snakes while you're at it.
Wait, why you bringing this?
They need to bring the snake. I'm going to the theater. I've been training his snakes.
Oh, you glad that I didn't sell them snakes?
Wait, what?
I want to just keep the scorpions. Do not mess with the scorpions, whatever y'all do.
Those are my actors.
Okay, then I'll keep the snakes.
You don't sell my actors.
I said I was going to.
Wait, I
You didn't
heard
have
that.
No one's selling anything. Stop it, guys. We're not selling any of the animals.
Okay.
Snakes? Snakes.
Tula said, do you want the steaks or not?
Yes, we want the snakes.
No,
We're not selling the snakes.
no, we're not selling the snakes.
Yes. She don't
Yeah.
need to take it with us.
We need them.
Leave the snakes on the ship for now. Do we need to feed them?
Leave
We
the
need to
snakes,
feed them.
take the steaks.
Leave the snakes.
Okay.
But take stop.
We don't
It's
have.
too late
Yeah.
at night.
We only have a day. Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to perform and make back some of the money you so gracefully just
Well,
gave
just-
away.
How about you take the snakes with you then?
Do
Why
we
you
know
shoot
That
if
is
the,
why I said ask her to bring the snakes
play
down.
ballroom that she wants to go to that she can play? Is
Oh,
open still?
I mean, it's a fucking theater. They better.
It's a club
The Theater of Bronze.
Bronze.
Yes.
for the clubbing.
You don't know anything.
We
Okay,
don't
I
know. We've never
asked,
been
I
here.
asked the guy who's doing the doc. The Theater of Bronze, sir.
Ah, the theater. I
Is
love
it
it.
still open?
She's open 24/7.
Oh, thank you
Ooh.
very much. Can anybody openly go in there and perform?
Oh no. No. You will need to be part of the theater. I believe there is some artisan comedians there. So no. Just anyone can go on that stage.
Well, if somebody come up not going in, they get sick. I mean, if they need to add a act If that's the added act.
Well, there's a big queue of people I want to join that theater.
Okay, that's what I meant. I apologize.
Check. Yeah, double pink.
Check. Come here.
What?
Come here, damn it.
What? What's up? Yeah.
That hat. What is it? What does that hat do?
my hat.
Like that? Yeah.
I
What
found it in the dungeon. And I put it
yeah.
on.
What does that thing do?
Well, it does a lot of things.
What does it do?
Well, for once, check this out. Boom, and I turn into Caius.
Caius just stands like a little dwarf version of Caius. A
What?
short version of Caius is standing right in front of you.
What is that?
And then I'm like, boom, I'm Azul.
And now Azul is
And
standing.
then
I
I'm
am very
boom,
happy.
boom, boom, baby! And I go, woo!
Boom Boom got a lot taller.
Boom boom up here.
And then I back the chain
Like
like
the last
that. And I say, that's what it can do.
you got it.
Interesting.
Go ahead.
So, going off what Tinton said, what if someone gets sick and then I take that person's place and perform? I could become them.
Is it that crucial? Do we need to go to jail or the day that we need to go and get this stuff from my uncle?
How
we
are
can
we
come
doing-
back here, you know.
How do we go to jail?
I like this.
Well, it is nighttime right now. I don't think any of the shops and stuff we need to go to will be open.
No, that's still. You can see here that some of these shops are open. It's like
Yeah,
my
also it's like, oh no, laddie, then shots. This is Golapa. It's open all day.
Have you ever been to any of the dark cities? Most of them stay open late.
If you head into the more fancy areas, they go to sleep, but the docks here, the market, never sleeps.
It's just stuff
It's
like
like
that.
the party town back at the war-torn place we were at. I shouldn't have
Boom. Oh, but hold on. I just walked down to Boom Boom.
Oh, on the ship?
Yeah.
Yeah, Boom Boom is like down on the ship, like looking at scorpions, just like.
Yeah, Boom Boom.
This?
You have the insight on the fire here.
Oh my god.
Are we here?
Yeah.
Ooh!
Hey, you have some extra coins that you did not give back to Tintan. Okay? If you know some discounts, which I'm sure you do.
You want my help?
For sure.
Alright, coming with you!
Well, you can, yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
They're just like.
Damn, I wanna know.
And so I get up and go, Kayas,
Look for them.
how much do we have in the bank?
Please lie to him.
Why?
Because you keep just giving it away.
I mean, I don't know
More sure more than
exactly,
me.
but I'd say we have roughly at least 1,000 gold.
Good damn.
That doesn't mean you're just gonna keep reaching in this.
No, I was just going to ask if I could have.
Giving a tip to everybody.
Can I get 100 for myself?
I lean into Tintin. I'm like, you should put a scorpion in the bag.
No.
You have to ask
Wouldn't
for
he
it.
have to
You said 100
think of
for yourself.
Yes, we are going shopping.
Alright, sure.
Okay, thank you very much.
100 gives it to him.
She had a big, like little, well, a big sack of like 100 coin.
Hey, do you want to go to the market and sell those
Sure,
things?
Zul loves big sacks.
Alright,
Mm-hmm.
I need to sell the slime train. I need to sell whatever else.
Kayas, Tintan,
Yeah, be careful.
do you mind getting the potions?
Yeah, we're heading to the market. We'll grab some potions.
Okay, I look around as well for a few things that we might need.
Boom Boom might show you a
I go to Tintin.
Oh, actually, yeah, I get the potions, but you have the money.
How much more do you think you need?
I have this thing. I think you could probably.
I mean, how about
sell
we all
it for
go
a good
together?
amount.
Okay,
market.
fine, we'll just do it together.
I'll give you 10% of whatever you sell
me-
it for.
Me and Tintin are just trying to sell some weapons real quick.
Okay,
Just try to sell it.
He likes to fly.
with what? What happened in here?
Fam might just, when he go levitate.
What are
Is
you,
that
what
why
are you
he made
discussing?
that stupid joke on the ship?
Chenye gives over like a very beautiful looking, like long box, like wooden box over to Tinton, who looks inside and says what he just says.
Yep. And I'll flip it over.
He's got like a beautiful,
Very
fan.
beautiful fan.
It matches your eyes.
That's why you made that lame joke on the ship about it being warm. You were secretly referring to this fan, weren't you?
No, I was actually getting nervous about you telling your story near Tintin and Tintin cutting your head off.
Sounds about right.
Makes sense.
What is this fan?
Yeah, what is it?
I don't know. I didn't really look into it.
It's just a fan.
Just keep at it.
Just
We'll look into
Sell it
it.
for a nice profit.
I'm about to sell it.
What? What?
So
Whatever. And so our first get to go is where we're going to go. We need to get potions. But
Let's
do we want to sell the
sell
stuff
first.
first?
Fantasia.
Yeah.
Theater.
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
You'd have to find someone to kidnap.
Let's all just go ahead and head to the market.
We'll do
We
that.
know.
Is
Hold
it-
on, hold on. Y'all two can go to the theater, and y'all can see if you can get in somehow. And then we can go to the market, go get the potions, and then meet y'all at the theater.
I am fine with that.
Alright. Sounds like a plan,
Alright.
Sounds like a good plan.
Okay, so you two are heading to the theatre.
Me, Boom Boom, Tim, Tom, and
It's
Kyrus.
gonna be carnage.
Seriously,
The
just
rest of you
heard
going to the market.
both of these people's
Let's
plans.
do the
and let them
market
go
first.
off alone.
Okay, so yeah, you guys walk out. You guys know where the market is, so you saw it on the way. So you start walking that direction. And you walk through a massive working docks area. There is multiple groups of people loading ships, loading carriages, taking carriages to ships. Barges. As you come towards the river, there's these huge barges filled with silks and linens and building materials that are being offloaded off the barges. You see a lot of different sort of companies there working. There's some huge, big sort of warehouse buildings with big company signs on the front of them. You do notice, actually, roll a perception check for all of you.
The bad guys. Ha! Shouldn't have.
15.
Deuces. What? 5.
13.
Suck.
I'm gonna stop using them back.
So Tintin, you do notice that there's a lot of this HR logo on that seems to be the majority. So if there was to be any one logo you see more, it's this HR logo that's on many of the buildings, and there seems to be people with HR with some kind of like a brown uniform. They look quite smart, the dock workers, and they seem to be very diligent and focused on their role over the other dock workers, which seem to be kind of like, I'm doing my thing. The HR dock workers are very like, they're picking up, they're very efficient, they're very organized.
Azul,
Huh? What
you
the?
know anything about this HR that we keep passing?
No.
Based on your previous role, no.
Well, that was just me noticing that they're there.
No, but there was another role you rolled, so no.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, the previous role.
You've never seen this merchant
Yeah.
group before.
Just another group. I mean, there's multiple people that like to start.
Would I know anything about the HR? I rolled a 13.
You notice a similar thing once he points it out. You're like, oh yeah, I see a few of those.
Well, the HR, wouldn't it be the hybrid recost trade company that Malia was telling us about? HR. I could be wrong. Could be human resources.
It is firing people.
You're fine. You're fine. You look too dirty. Clean up, or you're fine.
You might
So
be right.
you surmise that might be the case. You head over this huge river that is just spilling out into the sea. It seems to be almost like a canal. It's very like it was a river, but now it's been sort of focused with like these huge like stone channels that it is going on. There's huge barges on it. You cross over a couple of bridges that seem to have like a lot of people out there, couples, like sweethearts, like having romantic walks. There's a couple of really nice restaurants and bars that you walk past on the way that seem to be bustling with well-to-do people, not super rich, but well-to-do people. And then as you cross over, you can start to see that the town area starts to become more retail. There's shops, there's food, there's drinks, there's tons of these really nice bars open, and as you get to the end of that, it opens out into this gigantic market. In the center of the market, there's this huge archway that's crafted, and it's got like these elaborate craftings of faces and crowns, and it summarizes some kind of royal thing that looks in the middle. And around the market is just stalls, and they're big and small, and there's tiny little like tents that say like fortune telling on, and there's big stalls with weapons laid out, like just absolutely tons of things going on. Primarily it's like fish, catches, things like that, like seaweed, like dried seaweeds and things like that. Very functional. It's not a lot of touristy stuff. It's mostly functional things there. There's a couple of stalls that catch your eye. There's a couple that seem to be selling sort of like things found in the ocean. A couple that are selling very like efficient and structured weaponry for fitting out like a ship's crew. Things like that all around, and just a lot of people around, even though it is quite late at night.
Okay.
There's a lot of haggling as well. You can hear people like, "I give you 100 gold. That's bullshit." There's a lot of like buzz and energy all around.
This is an amazing little town here. It's pretty nice.
I don't
Reminds
like
me of my old island, huh?
I don't like all this.
What? This is great.
I like
you
peace.
see the people here. You see the people waiting, talking there. There's a lot of people.
It's a
you
personal
should know.
preference.
Oh, sure. We'll go to the shop first. A lot of fire. I hear boom boom.
Boom Boom has already got a fly in his hand. He's like, "Oh,
Let's double
I ever
feed.
do."
Let's kind of
Catch
like
you his
try to
fly.
meet- yeah. It's just like
It's been a while since I've been here.
good.
Now where's my store? Where's my shop? Where's my...
And he's like looking around for his shop. It's somewhere around here.
Remember at the boom boom, we were going to sell these. Then we have more.
Oh yeah.
Let's do it.
You first, then I find my shop.
Gotcha. Boys, it is up to you.
So what are you looking for?
Looking for
a weapons shop.
exactly.
Like against a forgery or something.
Okay, roll a perception check.
All of us.
Do I get an advantage because on this thing right here?
I don't get an advantage.
Let me go. Let me
I
go.
doubt you get advantage in looking for a weapon shop.
Maybe not.
I got 17.
He actually has a skill for that. Specifically for that.
Weapon shop finding. And proficient in weapon shop.
I forgot where it was anyway. It don't even matter.
Do you have anything that gives you perception?
Nah, my perception is high.
I rolled a 13.
Not so good.
14.
Oh wait, so Marco goes back because he rolled a 17. I think he said. So yeah, you're looking around. Like you do see a couple of like merchants that are selling like it's like weapons, but as you walk past, you realize it's like weapons. Like they're not really. It's like a sword that would cut someone if you hit someone really hard with it, but it's not the kind of weapon that you guys would ever touch. Azul, well, whilst you're walking along, Azul just kind of like stops and you look around and he's just like standing outside a quite nice weapon shop, and you're like, yeah. And you see that there is a.
You have a good eye. You have a good eye.
Good high.
Oh my god.
a good pet.
I felt like I heard something terrible.
Sneeze or something.
What was that?
Yeah.
It's nice. Wrong chill.
So yeah, just
Serve the force.
so Azul is like standing next to an alleyway that heads just off the edge of the market, and it's like. It's an alley and it has like an entranceway to the alley, and the whole outside of the alleyway is just filled with racks of weapons. And at the end of the alleyway is this like beautiful, elaborate, glowing building that just is. You can hear like ping, ping, ping coming from it. It almost looks like it's like factory sized. And then the entranceway, the like sort of archway into the alleyway says Wise's Enchanted Arsenal. And yeah, it's pretty obviously some kind of weapon shop.
Why is this what?
I dig in a bag of holes.
Enchanted
Wise's
Arsenal.
Enchanted Arsenal.
I dig in a bag of holes and then pull out the slime tray.
Alrighty.
It is like really hard to hold. It's like because you haven't attuned to it anymore, so it's like difficult. So you're like wrap it a little bit in really clothing to keep it.
So
Okay, yeah, so you walk down this aisleway, and as you're walking down, there's a couple of sellers on the side. You're like, oh, that's a lovely. Anyway, this
Here for any weapons, swords, we got hammers, we've got shield, anything you want, the finest in the land. Like, and then as you're walking down, there's just, hecklers, like, selling different areas. And you do seem to see that there's, like, an area which has some swords, an area which has some hammers, but it's all very slightly more a nice version of what you were walking past in the shop. And as you get closer to the main area, there starts to be some more, like, fine weaponry as you walk in. And then you head into the shop, and there is, it's mostly functional from a shopping perspective. There's lots of sellers. There's a couple of very finely clad knights in there with like very beautiful suits of armor on. They're in like casual armor, but they're like surveying these beautiful fine swords. There's a guy at the back like testing a sword out on like a straw sort of like target. And there's some beautiful weaponry around you. What would you like to do?
Let me have this ugly ass. So, I'll go straight to one of the sellers, and I'll put down a try and say, I would like to see how much you will give for this.
Yeah, so there's like a young sort of half elf boy. He's got like a leather overall on. He's like, oh, well, mister, that's messy. Did you clean it?
This is a slime trident. Very useful. Poisonous. I mean, if you attune to it, you can keep the grip. But right now, I'm not attuned to it.
So it's a magical weapon.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Well, one moment. This is a little unusual. I'll go and get the gaffer.
Okay.
He like scarpers off into the back room.
I'm walking around with Boom Boom, smoking, just looking at shit and just going, oh. If only I can use these.
Yeah, so there's like you walk past some areas that has like some like crossbows. There's like a small shooting range for testing out bows. There's like a whole like cabinet filled with various different ammunition. There's a couple of arrows that are like in a casing that are like glowing blue that are there. There's a couple of other like beautiful pieces hanging up like above one of the areas. There's this really long, like almost like a spear there that has got this beautiful carvings all the way down the handles as you're looking around. And then a few minutes pass and you're looking around and you hear like, hello?
Hello, how are you doing?
And you look around, there's like no one standing. He's like, over here! And then like you look just over and there's this tiny little halfling. And he's like, I'm wise. And this is my enchanted arsenal.
Oh, it is. Nice.
So,
yes.
Jeffrey tells me you've got a magical weapon. You'd
Yes.
like to sell. You selling?
Yes.
Or are you looking for trade?
Selling.
Selling. Well, okay. So this guy, Wise, he's got like a scar across his eye. He's wearing like a black, almost like a black, very well-fitted leather like doublet. And he's got like around his belt, he's got like a collection of like small little scrolls and like little loops of keys all around his belt.
Excuse me, sir. I am open to both.
Very good. I like to trade. Anyway, give me one moment. And he like whistles over, and this like tall, slender half elf comes. He's like, yeah, one moment. Can you praise this, please? And the elf like pulls out like a little glass. He like touches it. He like checks the slime. He like casts like a few things over it. Like there's like a little glow along it. He's like, He like has a small conversation with Wise. And Wise is like, tells me this is a lizard man weapon. Lizard folk use this. I believe they call it a slime trident. Not many would want this. Not a very nice weapon, but effective, I think. I'll give you 100 gold for this.
I slam the fan on. I'll put the fan down. Wow. What about this?
Picks it up and says, well, it's not really weaponry, not my specialty, but it is very beautiful. Maybe 50 gold.
Okay. I take that back. I'll be back at you about that one. The slime trade. What would you want to trade for if not the 100?
Well, I mean, I can give you probably. I would say we would go to about 120 gold's worth of credit in my shop. If you would like to look around, see what you would like,
I walk up.
feel free.
While you talking, do you have something braces of defense or some staffs or something?
Roll a quick perception check.
5.
You said perception?
Yeah.
He just has to call it out loud.
14.
You do notice when you walk up that he looks a little uncomfortable. When you walk up to him, he's like,
Armor is not so much our thing. We mostly sell weapons of some kind. I mean, braces of attack. Yes, maybe.
I mean,
maybe.
it's okay.
More
if
the
you-
attack,
if-
less the defense.
If you sell stuff, in the back of the shop, or
no, we would never
yeah.
do such a thing.
I know you would
No.
never do anything, but in case something popped
Very
up,
upstanding here,
I believe
sir.
you. If anything fell off someone's wagon,
We
things
would
like
return
that.
it immediately
Exactly.
to its lawful
exactly.
owner.
I am looking for something that may have fell off my ship. So maybe you
should,
can return it to me.
You should probably contact the authorities here. The Platinum Atom are all around. And there's what
I'm sorry, sir.
officer. He calls a big burly one of those sort of soldiers over, and he's like, yes. He's like, this gentleman has lost some product from your ship.
Yes, there was fish. It fell off. I was just talking. He thought it was something
Fish.
serious. It wasn't that serious.
Sorry, but very law-abiding here. No, nothing. Everything above board. Everything here you see. We
Can
bought
I make
fair
a
and square.
check about the price that he said he give me for the slime?
You can
trade?
roll a perception check. Yes.
Why does it feel uncomfortable?
7.
Why does this matter uncomfortable?
Seems realistic.
Alright, well, if you don't have those defense bracelets for my
I mean, at
companion
least some stops.
or staffs,
Staffs are over there. Feel free to have a look. And immediately turns back to you.
can you remove yourself for just a moment? For just a moment.
I mean, we're both blue.
For just a moment.
So we're both blue. I don't get it.
So, do you have any staffs?
Yes, a number of staffs.
over
There is some. And what sort are you looking for? If you're talking magical, for a caster, we more specialize in the direct damage weaponry here: swords, shields, maces, axes. If you're looking for more magical attack items, there is a number of places, though I would recommend you look for maybe Aldena and Dorsa's Emporium, or you could potentially check out the Sphinx's Canducatorium. Canducatorium. They sell a lot of wands and fantastical items there.
Okay, so it might be best for me to take this slime trade over there too.
Canducatorium.
It was magical, he just straight up.
I don't see any stars.
Alright, sir. Alright, so I have a couple of more things I want to give you, and then I'm going to be on my way. The slime trade, I would think about that price that you gave me.
Well,
Thank you very
thank you,
much.
thank
Can you put that back into the holding? Let me dig in that holding real quick. I'll put down a hand axe, a shield, and a warhammer.
Just normal ones?
Yep.
So, quite nicely made, yes. The shield probably would go for about 5 to 6 gold. Hand axe, maybe 10. And this warhammer is Very nice. 25 gold for this one.
All right, I'll take it.
Okay. So yeah, you give them over, and you get that would be.
I give it to you in a bag over.
35.
Oh no, I'm gonna give it to
40
myself.
gold. 40 gold, right?
No.
5. So 15 and 25.
5.
The shop is there.
5,
40
20,
gold.
25.
The shop is there. I do not find anything.
All right, thank you, kind sir. If anything that we can help you with, please tell us.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Yes, sir.
But do feel free to let anyone know that we are very upstanding here. No law breaking, no nothing. Very fine.
From
Yes,
behind
I-
him, can I see if he's telling the truth? I'm just looking at him.
Roll another perception check if you like.
I really don't care.
12.
Well, I mean, you do notice that he's like glanced at your Proteus guard symbol like 20 times during that conversation, and while he's talking to Clinton.
Oh,
but that's
shit.
about it. Now you're basically a cop walking.
Do you sell drugs?
So you got anything behind your head? No.
Anything that fell off my shirt. Ching ching. I didn't think about that either.
He goes,
Walking around, holding the badge. It's like, so are you selling any drugs? no.
where can I get?
Officer me?
Excuse me, young man. Where can I get those drugs?
Can I get some of them weeds?
You guys are selling.
Oh, before we leave, sir, where's the best place that I can pick up animatite thread?
Yama. Adamantine thread. He says, there's a number of textilists around here that would be high enough skill to deal in adamantine. Be a little careful. There's some shifty folk. But just any of the more high quality looking textile areas within the market should be able to sell you some of it. Be careful. Pricing can vary. I would say a good value for a nice, a good amount. How much are you looking for roughly?
How much you think you gonna need?
It depends on, I guess, the size of the thread. I don't know. Maybe we can buy it in bulk. I mean, he didn't really specify. So I mean,
I would say like a small thimble of thread, probably about 100 gold. Adamantine is a very rare material. Bulk, you might be high spenders. We do have some weapons for you if you are interested.
we'll get the cheapest of the cheap.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate
Thank you
it.
very much.
Yes,
Pleasure
yes.
doing business with you. Come whenever you want.
I'm standing outside. Boom, boom. I take boom. Come on, man.
All right, so we need to go to it.
Hey, so what did you do to him?
It's probably not the best for me to be with you when we're shopping here in case you want to get better deals. I kind of forgot that, you know, my, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
But you might can help us get.
So you were just going ahead and trying to take the man to jail. You wanted him to tell on himself. It's like, oh, so he's selling things.
I normally don't do that shopping, if you couldn't tell.
I told you you used to clean on the ship.
I was not a cleaner on the ship, okay? I was protector of the ship. Defense, alright?
Okay, so
That mop water.
while you guys head off back into the market, team.
I want to ask one thing.
Okay.
While I'm out there, I look around to see if there's a booth that's selling like a doll or a like figurine or something that's like blank plain, like you know the ones that they use for jars that like.
Oh wow. Roll a perception check.
7.
I mean, you see like a little old man selling like straw figures that like look like he made them with like some straw and string.
I need the better one than this. Alright, so I don't buy it for me.
He's going like,
I made it with my own spit.
No, you don't want
It's
that?
very.
I want a decent one. I need a decent one. So I'm looking.
Why are you looking for dolls?
You don't know I'm looking. Why didn't I tell you?
Oh, I thought you
He's
did
just
that
looking.
with us.
Yeah, I'm just
He's
looking
just
around
looking
while
around.
we're walking around.
Okay, so team gonna get himself killed. you guys head I mean, what are you doing?
And
I mean, we're kind of like on. So we saw these.
They just walked. You know, we've gone back in time. They've just walked off in
Yeah.
the direction of the market.
Fantasia, what do we do? I don't even know where the theater is. I don't even know if it's within walking distance.
we don't know that. But I can tell you what we're
Yes.
going to do. We could either go up there and pretend to be agents scouting, and then of course we find a suitable applicant who fits my height. Make them nap a little, and then we take their spot, perform, and get money. It's how we get, it's an easy play. Yeah.
Why don't maybe instead of just like we like weasel our way into the performance and get paid rather than maybe Wait, when you meant like put them to suit like temporarily or for like forever?
Temporarily, we're not murdering anyone.
Oh, thank God! For a second, I thought you were. I don't know. Like the whole conversation beforehand, you kind of talked about how you're just like relentlessly murdering people.
We're just gonna knock them out, hide them, and then perform, get our money. We'll wake them up somewhere, blindfolded.
But
of
isn't that
course.
tax evasion?
One, those days are over. Two, how is that evading taxes?
Well, as a performer, you have different taxes than a murder hobo.
Then they would be evading taxes.
Right. Okay, let's do this. Let's first ask where the theater is in the direction, because I don't know where we're going. I don't know this.
Alright. Excuse me. Does anyone want to help a pretty tiefling and a nice young druid? Wait, how fucking old are you?
Roll
26, bro.
Roll a performance check. Roll a sexy check.
Oh my god, I do. This will be so terrible if I roll
Sexy
that.
check. Can I roll a sexy check too?
Okay.
Sure. What does he do? What do you do when he says that?
I
Do you
want.
like hitch up your
Oh
pants?
fuck! I go yoo-hoo! I rolled a 1.
So this like handsome young like lordling walks past and he sees her and he's like, and you go you and he goes like, and just walks off in the opposite direction.
Fuck! God. Alright, I'll let you do the talking. Fantasia, I'm sorry.
And like this like older man comes up, he's like, hello. Can I help you?
You know,
Get it, Fantasia.
you're handsome for your age. So,
He's like, thank you. I'm 24.
I'm pretty sure you get all the ladies and take them to the theater. So, where is it?
Which theater do you want?
The bronze theater. Because I know you're.
Oh, I can't afford that.
No, you're a big
No.
baller. You don't get any girls to pay for you. You're a handsome
Not when
man.
they're alive.
Excuse me?
Well, I work at the mortuary.
Oh, okay. All right.
You got me there.
You're a funny guy. You almost died. Funny guy.
You're good, dude.
So, do you know where it is, even though you can't afford it?
Persuasion check, please.
Cool. She's finally doing what she's good at. She's never around to do these things.
Luckily, he said he works at the morgue. But he killed him.
You almost died.
That's so bad. 23.
23. Jesus. He's like,
Yeah, it's near to the right ward. Just go south away from the sea from here in the main street. You can't miss it. It's made of bronze.
I never would have guessed.
You're funny.
So, you probably got work to do at the morgue. It's late. Your job's probably going. So, we're going to head in that direction you gave us.
as
And,
you walk over, he grabs your shirt. He's like,
Is
uh,
your friend taken?
I
That yoo-hoo is so sexy.
He did do a sexy yoo-hoo, but you know, my guy here has a lovely, lovely woman. Man.
But does he have a man?
Yes, he's in a polyamorous relationship with a loving man and woman back at home. He doesn't want to... It's just a one woman, one man. They don't spread out.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
He just starts to walk up.
Have a nice time at the theater.
You too.
No, I won't. I can't afford it.
He just walks off.
Shay, you almost had a handsome date.
I'm good. I don't roll that way.
Apparently, he probably didn't care.
You were a woman originally.
I wasn't.
And he probably doesn't care if you were alive. So there's that.
You don't have to be awake.
So let's
I have to be awake for it.
Oh my god. Let's head towards the theater.
Sure.
All
Okay,
right.
so yeah, you want to. It takes you like it takes you a good half hour to walk across there. The dock area is very big. You're constantly having to wait for people to move boxes back and forth across you. There's a couple of big carriages going past with that same HR logo on it. With some very astute people at the wheel, like they're very focused.
You want to notice anything about these people? Are they wearing some kind of uniform? Are they wearing some kind of...
Roll a perception check, but yes, they're wearing a uniform.
Nah, they butt naked in the street.
You don't know. Nudist exists. I'll take a fat 14.
14? Yeah, I mean, you do notice that it's very late, but they're still very awake, they're very focused, they're very efficient, very different to almost all of the other workers in the area that seem to just not hate their lives right now. These guys are guys and girls of all different races and ages, are very focused, and you see them just chucking boxes on, really.
Would it look
boxes
like they're
that
on
are
like
heavier.
something to like...
With that roll,
Don't
not
wire,
really. You
no,
don't
they're
notice
not
anything
like-
like
they're
that. They just seem very efficient.
Okay.
So yeah, you head down this fairly large main street. Most of the time you're walking through the dock area. The river is on your right hand side. It's mostly like some bars and places that the dock workers are drinking at. There's housing above all of the bars where the dock workers are staying. There's a couple of brothels that you walk past that seem very active. And then as the road sort of opens out, and you're still in the dock area, but you can just see behind, sort of maybe like a quarter of a mile away, the buildings seem to get like nicer and larger and taller. But still in the dock area, you see this big circular like bronze building with these huge open doors, and there is like queues of people outside. Around it there is jugglers performing, and there's people on little bicycles, there's people playing music and little monkeys dancing and things like that. Very, very lively and bustling, and a fun environment, lots of laughter around you. Jazz is also playing, it seems.
Louisiana, baby.
Louisiana.
Yeah, you've got this, it's a very sort of carnival
Hey,
atmosphere
baby.
around. Lots of buzz, there's people selling like candy floss and sugared apples and things like that.
Fantasia, what do you think of this kind of music? Can you play this kind of music?
Carnival type music?
I don't know. It's like bustling music, you know.
I believe I can play.
Should put some Streets of
whatever.
Rage music on.
Go straight, you know.
All right, let's just find this cart. Jesus
Okay.
Christ, theater.
I mean, theater's right. It's
Oh.
obvious.
There's an obvious.
Oh, it's
big ass bronze building. Like massive.
Well, Fantasia, what? We don't even know if it's like today they're performing anything. How are we gonna get inside? Or do we even want to get inside? What do we want? What do you want to do?
What we're gonna do is find out what we can first, and then from there we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna go find out who's performing, and
What if no one's performing?
then we obviously don't do anything, unless you want to sneak in as a custodian.
Like just to the left and the right of you. I mean, you can't avoid who's performing. There is a guy standing with a Jesus, yeah. There's a guy with like this big top hat, and he's going, Gorgolofi tonight, the one, the only comedian extraordinaire. She will make you laugh. She'll make you cry. She will probably take your money. In you come. Tickets are running at fast. 30 minutes time. The show is starting. Step up, step up. In you go.
Hey! How much for a ticket?
You sir, 50 gold per ticket.
50 gold! Whoa!
Gorgolofi, one show, never missing these amazing performances. And there's people just like buying tickets off this guy, like slapping 50 gold in his hand. Like, yeah, yeah. So that's what you see right now. It's people like really buying up those tickets fast.
I go to Fantasia and say, Fantasia, are you good at taking things out of people's pockets? Maybe we can snag some tickets from people that are, moving through the crowd, just...
Oh, so...
Look, I'll set up a distraction,
Yeah,
and then you go for the snatch.
I
distract, you snatch.
I got an idea.
You got it?
Hold
Yes?
on. You do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit here and use both my hands. So,
Okay.
Oh, you're both okay.
No, you gotta. They don't fucking suspect me if I'm doing something. So
roll a quick perception check, please.
20.
Nice. Total?
Total.
Okay, you feel a hand on your coin purse that is around your...
I grab the hand and I squeeze it really hard.
And it's like, It's like a small child, like maybe like 5-6 years old.
I'm like, what are you doing?
oh,
That
you know how shady
got
is
it,
the
a
children.
spider on you.
Oh yeah? On my coin pouch?
Shay, I saw you with the dog
And he
girl.
like runs up, but the crying stops like 2 seconds later.
Yeah, it's like-
the sprints up.
That's what I thought. I take my coin pouch and I stuff it deep in there. Deep in.
Fucking little.
It's a little moist down there, but you don't know that.
Ew. So okay, you do your
It's a
distraction.
small-ass coin pouch now.
You do your distraction. I'm gonna sit here and play a flute.
Okay.
While I play my flute, my tail is gonna be going in someone's pocket.
Got it. We need 2 tickets, alright? So here's what we need to do, okay?
Alright.
Is there any... You said there's a river to our right still. Is the river still to our right?
The river's probably about 2 blocks away. It's far enough. It's not like right on the river.
What is it on the street? Is there anything like a...
Y'all chose to leave them alone.
So it's like
like a plaza?
It's like you walk out and the streets are coming from all different angles, but in like it's like a horseshoe shape basically. Mm-hmm. And in the middle of the horseshoe is this huge like cobbled area, and in that big cobbled area, the cobbled area is massive. Like it's probably like 200 meters side to side, so very very large, with this huge building right in the center, and the cobbled area kind of goes around the building, and all in the cobbled area is just performers and people, like there's some little stalls selling food, but it's a very like lively, boisterous atmosphere with lots of people like just sitting and watching performers and clapping and putting money into hats. There's a couple of people dancing troupes going on. There's a guy juggling. There's a guy with like these monkeys that are doing some kind of little like puppet show thing. Like it's just a very entertaining area, and there's bars like all around the outside.
Are there any like big like objects like a cart or something like that? Like something that like an ox or
roll a quick perception check for a cart.
25.
Yes, just to the right and the left, you do see 2 large carts that are filled with like boxes and things that people are unloading boxes and like taking them into the theater of bronze.
What are you doing, Shay? Why are you staring at that? Why?
I'm just thinking. I got some ideas for a distraction, but I think it's gonna take a little bit of some setup.
Are you trying to set yourself in a barrel again?
No, I'm not putting myself in a barrel again. If I wanted to put myself in a barrel, I'd turn into a cat and then be in the barrel, because that'd be more efficient. Okay, how about this? Can you make water come out of like thin air, Fantasia? I don't know what your skill set.
I'm fire.
I don't know. We're all filled with mysteries here. Okay. I have an idea. Are there any?
I can make a command.
Oh, my coins!
Oh no.
Okay. Are there any like barrels that are being unloaded from the cart?
Yeah, there's big barrels in the carts. They
Okay,
seem to be filled.
I have-
There seem to be like
What are they filled
whiskey
with?
barrels and things like that.
Whiskey
that are being
barrels?
unloaded, like for the inside of the theatre.
Okay.
Probably to give the patrons alcohol whilst they work.
I asked one of the people taking off one of the crates. Is any of those boxes like empty? Crates that you have right now?
He's like, no, put it in. They're going in full. Come out empty. End of the night.
Oh wait, where are they going? Do you need some help maybe?
No, this is my job.
This is your
I don't need
job.
help. I'm paying for this. If you would like a job, go speak to the foreman. He's over there, and it's like the guy selling the tickets. He's like, if you need help, I work for the theatre, and I'm good. Thank you very much.
Wait, what's your name again?
I wish you was there.
Bilge.
Bilge. How much would I have to pay you to give me one of those barrels? If it's more than 50 gold, then I'll see you. Good day, sir.
More than 50.
All right, good day, sir. To you. Good day to you, sir. And I walk away.
He's like,
Fantasia.
Yeah.
I want to create a diversion where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take something that would seem impossible to break, right?
Yeah.
Like let's say a giant barrel, right? And I would gather people around and say how much they would like to bet to see if I could destroy the barrel in one swift motion, right?
Yeah.
They wouldn't know, but I would set the barrel, I would charge at it, but I would turn into an ox, smashing the barrel, thus collecting all the money, and then you could pocket people's, tickets. So then we get money and tickets, right? So I need to come up with a barrel or something to smash.
I got an idea since you brought that up. Okay, first off, perception check, make sure no one can hear us.
Oh, you're right. Perception check to see if anyone heard us.
I mean, you don't tell them, but it would be
Because there's a lot of people talking.
24. Sorry.
Yeah, that would be. Wait, are we doing stealth or perception?
You ask Simon, you don't tell him what you're rolling for.
Are you trying to do a deception check? Or are you trying
No, they're trying to make sure nobody hears them.
Yeah.
Stealth.
Yeah.
Then yeah,
Well,
that's
but then no-
Stealth.
Uh,
Yeah.
Are you trying to see if people
16.
hear you?
If anyone heard me whilst.
Okay, well, you look around and there's probably maybe 40 or 50 people could have heard you because you weren't stealthing. Just saying it out loud.
That goes out of the table. Finish a new idea.
Alright, so we're going
You
to.
do see one person just slink away from the group very quickly because you did roll a high perception check.
From where? From the group.
From near you, one person just walks off very quickly.
Did I notice anything particular about the way they look?
They are very normally dressed, like a leather doublet on, just a normal leather coat.
Fantasia, did you see that?
See what?
That person, they stood out. Did I see what direction they went in?
You did not. They just quickly into the crowd and.
Fantasia.
Yeah. I do have.
We need a distraction. We need to come up with a distraction. What can you do to create a distraction?
I know what we can do. First off, we're going to get away from here. We're gonna go talk. Probably.
I got an idea.
No,
I
shut
can make
up,
a
Shay.
massive cloud of
Shay.
fog,
Shay.
and then people will be confused, and then I'll be like, achoo, right? And then it'll go away, and in the disbursement of the fog, you'll pocket something.
Shay, shut up. I got a plan. I know what we're gonna do.
Okay, what are we gonna do?
Y'all stay right there. Y'all about to get in
We're
trouble.
gonna move. For one, we're gonna find a secluded area
Okay.
so we can make love.
No. Fantasia!
Oh my god. Shay, do you not catch on to shit? Shay, we're gonna find a secluded spot to make love, okay? Because.
You get a tap on your shoulder.
God damn it.
Look over.
You turn, there's a very large man standing there. And he says,
Oh, hi! How's it going?
you will follow me, please. Both of you. God damn it. And he starts to walk without even looking to see if you followed him towards the theatre of bronze.
Well, maybe he found us very entertaining. Let's give us a spot.
Alright, let's go, Fantasia! I really don't want to upset big man here. It looks like you can squash my face in with one punch. Okay, so
we will, as you walk towards the theatre, we will pan back to Team Are Not Gonna Die. And the market.
God damn it, there's only water!
Okay, so what you guys are doing now is what?
Walking to the other
Okay,
shop,
we need
right?
to walk to Alabama or Phoenix,
And
Condu. Oh, I am right.
Conditorium?
Yeah,
And
Condu.
I'm looking for the same thing while we're walking to the shop.
Okay, I will allow you. Okay, perception.
Don't worry about
That same guy. Across that same guy. He's like, I used some poop also.
it. Fuck.
Makes
Yeah.
the stick together.
Spit and poop is the best there.
Anyway, so yeah, you head around the market. Probably takes you a good like half an hour of walking around. So it's coming towards like 11.
I take my brooch off real quick.
You just put it away.
Put it
Okay,
in my pocket. And I also take my coin purse because I'm assuming I would know about towns snatching shit
You've
from
been here
people.
before.
I'll put mine in my robe.
You know that it is a busy town and there is many things happening. Yeah, as you come around, you see the Sphinx's Canditorium. On the right hand side, it's a huge tent that seems to be permanent and has been there for some time. The bottom of the tent is actually brick with the tent, and above the top of the tent is a beautiful carving of like a wand, like a beautiful wand. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going.
Yeah, so as you go in, there is cases and cabinets all around, like tall, like almost like bookshelves filled with these little boxes. And at the front there is a beautiful, tall, elderly half-elf female, just talking to like obviously someone, an elderly man in like a red robe, who's saying, "Oh, this has worked so well. And did you know?" Turned into a frog. And she's like, oh my god, this happens every time. She's like, oh, hello! Welcome, my name is Mulska. And this is the Sphinx's Canditorium. How may I help you?
How you doing, Miss Moska? I
Mushka.
have some items, magical items that I would like to see.
Magical items for sale.
Yeah.
Fantastic, I do enjoy them. Any ones?
No ones. I tried it. A fan.
Ooh, a fan.
Mm-hmm.
Delightful. Is it, show me! Show me! Oh, it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Oh, and, seems enchanted to blow a strong gust of wind.
Yes.
So
We already have somebody that can blow strong gusts of wind.
Oh,
What? Oh, hey.
interesting, very interesting.
I don't know what he said. What did he say?
Agency? Agency?
Yes, of course. You know, you need flesh.
Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, yes. Very much.
I was wondering, I would like to look at your magical staffs that are here as well. Do you have any braces of defense?
No, I'm afraid braces I mostly work in the more delicate magical items, wands, fans such as this. I do like this both for beauty's sake and pranks. I do enjoy a good prank.
What? What does it do? They didn't tell me.
Well, you see, this wonderful fan. Jeffrey, stand over there. And the guy's like, okay. He like stands over there and she's like, woof, like blows him across and he's like all his hair goes over. She's like, oh, traveller. I love you. So,
Traveler? He's a traveler?
no, the traveller.
We all travel.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, I would very much like to buy this fan from you, sir. And for you, yes, definitely. We do have a number of. I believe you are skilled in the arcane. Is that true?
Yes, I am. You know, do something. I just
Genasi, natural ability or.
a little bit of everything. I'm very skilled in a lot of things. You know.
Skilled up low.
Okay. Yes, we do actually have a number of wands that those of the arcane disposition may like to use. Judge, you are probably in the medium range, not so much the. We do have some very expensive. I can show you. I don't want to be presumptuous, but they're probably a little outside of your price range.
Judge, that should not see our fancy robes.
Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful ideas. I can see some blood stains there.
Prostitution.
Well, yes, prestidigitation, simple but very effective. But yes, the fan.
Question.
I will offer you 200 for the fan. Definitely. Yes, I might keep this one for myself. It is very fetching.
Do you know where the
Okay, I'll take that 200 for that fan.
Why, thank you.
any dolls or
Okay, you can
figurines?
fight me just like whatever.
The voodoo kind or magical or just
Pretty much. It doesn't need magical or anything. Just one that may seem of sorts.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Rose on the eastern corner has this beautiful little porcelain doll shop. You may want to check that one out. Yes, I do love Rose's dolls. I would definitely say that is the most exquisite in the area.
Would I use that for voodoo?
Adamantine.
No, probably not.
You know, something similar, but it's not. It doesn't have to
But
be that.
are you looking specifically for some sort of voodoo or
Figurine of some sort. Yes, it doesn't have to actually be magical.
You
but,
see the construction of an item like this. It could be done with any doll, but generally the more potent are the ones crafted by the person creating the spell. It would be definitely weaker if you used any other doll.
No, I just want the one that looks like one.
There's a man that does craft dolls out of poop and
I thought it was very hideous. It was not good. It does not look good enough to be a fake.
Then you probably want to have a look at Lulu's Emporium of what did she call it? Lifelike figurines. They are for puppeteering, but very clever and very funny.
Okay, I might actually like that. And you said there was some staffs here. I'll just look around while you talk to my friend about
We
prices.
have a number of staffs around here, but the basic magical area, but my speciality is wands. I adore the sculpting and craftsmanship of many wands. So if you are interested in wands, we have a number here.
Look at that as
Do
well.
you know where I can get some adamantine thread without having to go through the hassle of all these rip-off people?
I mean, it is the market, so haggling is part of the game, as they say.
Well, you seem like a very sweet lady.
I personally buy all of my thread just around the corner. Actually, there's a beautiful little thread shop. I can't remember the lady's name, but that is where I personally go and buy all the thread. I do use some adamantine thread in some of my craftsmanship.
Do you have some that you would like to sell?
I have some that I could sell, but I'm not really sure on the price of it. So, I mean, if you would like a few inches of thread, I can sell that to you. But honestly speaking, I think you would get a better deal next door.
Okay, and also, here's a slime fight.
Okay,
yes.
No, slime and me, not really, don't really.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
This fantastic, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, man.
And she just slips into her pocket.
I hope you enjoy that.
I will.
Okay.
And the fun I can have. Wands. We have a couple of interesting ones here. We have a beautiful, this one is very nice, and she uncovers this clear cedar wand, and it has like a silver thread wrapped around it. And she says, "This is the base level, but we do have a far more advanced version. And then here we have another one." And she pulls out another one that's got a small like purple gem on the end of it. She puts that down on the table, and then she says, "This one. I mean, I can take it out and show you." And she takes out this one. It's like a thin sliver of gold with like 15 gems all on the front. So the first one, she says. Just gotta quickly check this.
I've never really looked at wands. to
She
be honest.
says this one here. It is a standard, finely crafted wand of battle. I believe they're known as the War Mage wand, and it will enhance any spell cast through this wand.
Ooh, that is not.
So then this one, and she points to the one with the gem on the end. This one allows you to cast 3 arcane bolts towards the target. You can choose the target on it.
Okay. I'm liking. Never looked at wands before. That's pretty nice.
The 3,000 gold. You be like, well.
Wait, is that
Kaya's got you.
You are lucky that I'm not. Oh my god.
This one is this is the thin gold one with many gems in it.
Just describe magic missile for you.
This one, you use it, and it will cast one of a number of abilities at random.
That sounds like his
And it's a lot
personality.
of fun. I use this one myself, but it has got me into a pickle a few times.
That sounds like your
Though
speed.
there is a point where it may just crumble to dust. It's very potent in the meantime.
He's got this blank stare in his face like, crumb the dust.
So how much was each?
Wow.
Uh-oh.
This one here. So she points to the first one. This one is around 400 gold.
Already
The
Sounds reasonable.
the second one at 300 gold.
Okay.
And this final one, it's about 600 gold.
What?
We do have a more potent version of the first one, but the one we have in right now is about 5,000 gold.
We can do that if we wanted to, but it's okay.
5,000? That's nothing.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so there is another one like the one she showed you, and she pulls out the case and she says, if you would like to see it, and it's the same one, but this has this weird like multicolored like crystalline band woven around it.
No, I'll pick it up like I'm very interested.
She won't let you touch that one.
No, I'll look at it like I'm very interested. Well, you know. I would, but we was going to get more for the ship, but I want to be
Yes,
selfish.
you can't afford it. Got it, no worries. It's okay. But these 3, very enjoyable. I will tell you though, have you, do you follow a deity of any kind?
No, I did speak to one before.
Oh, really? Which one?
Oh, Cord, he was cool.
What?
He was like,
Boring.
he was like,
What do you mean cord is bullshit?
Oh god.
We had a brief conversation.
You think?
Let me
He said-
tell you.
Cord brought you that thing.
Oh god.
I bet he did.
She must worship the flower.
He
god.
wouldn't. He wouldn't know quality if it slapped him in the face. Let me tell
He'd
you
destroy it if it did.
about the traveller.
Oh,
The
yes.
traveller is a mysterious man,
Mm-hmm.
or deity of some kind.
God,
Enjoyable for the
those of us who
I like
are of
jokes.
the more highly intellectual and those of us who believe that swearing is one of the higher forms of intelligence.
Seems about to sell up.
These fans are beneficial for Traveller, as I can have some fun with that. And if you would allow me to talk to you about the Traveller for some time, I could probably give you a small discount on this final one.
Do you?
Yeah.
Does he have a pamphlet?
Well, actually, he does.
Oh, first time for this.
She says, a young
Has a pamphlet.
tiefling gave this to me a while back. She did draw a dick on the back. Not really sure why that is, but I've drawn a dick on a few places now. Traveller.
You know what? He said he's kind of funny. I mean, I speak to deities. I might as well speak to him too.
So basically she says that she yes, so I could give you I could probably give you this last one for 400 if
Which one? The one with the multiple users?
yes. I just
I
want to see
interrupted.
what happens.
Oh, look at that.
I'll be back. I want to go
Hold
to
on,
the next
hold on,
shop.
hold
I
on.
know, no, I'll be back.
Which one? Which one?
Wait, you
I'll
want to
be
get the
back.
one that returns to Ash?
It's may not. You never know.
Yeah.
She said
when you're in
she-
the middle of combat and you really need it.
She said,
We got bullets.
but you looking at the pamphlet right now. We'll be right back. I want to go look at this thorn.
I mean, I just
Drake.
want to say that at one time I used this one. Just gems fell out of it. A gold each gems just poured out of the end. Fantastic. Actually helped me start this store.
I need proof.
We have to buy it.
It's up to you. I'm not going to be using it.
It's 400.
I mean, if we can get some gems out of it, I mean, hey, why not?
I'll take it.
Fantastic. I can see. But if you could give us.
This won't kill me.
Probably not.
Wait, what's the problem?
I mean, it hasn't killed me yet.
But she followed a traveler. Do you follow a traveler? You might travel yourself to death.
Let me tell you, you go and do your thing with Cord. Let's talk about the traveller. I can
We will.
teach you some more.
Can I have the 400 from you?
No. Just give me 300.
What? Hold on.
Tell me you better work that mouth.
No. I need the 400 please.
All right.
How much silver is gold?
100 silver is 1 gold.
No,
And
10
10
silver
silver,
pieces. 10 silver pieces.
Give them all in silvers.
What would it be? 800?
Give it to them all in silver.
It's a long ass penny pinch you keep doing this. It's fine. When you do that, I'll talk to her. So I start talking to her.
Cool. So yeah, she sits
I
down.
pull out 800 silver and I put it on the
She
desk.
just doesn't even. She's like, thank you, and then like hands you the wand and says, step this way. He'll be with you in a few. And then she.
What is Boom Boom doing?
But remember,
Boom Boom's just like just about to touch some stuff. And she's like, and he's like, anywhere I can buy fire. And she's like, yes, across the street. Dude.
Oh, Boom, help me out with
Yeah,
that one.
with you.
Appreciate you.
So yeah, Boom runs off just to get some fire, and then you go sort of into like a small side room where she doesn't really do anything. She just tells you all about all the different pranks she's played on people around the city at various times. She's like, this one time, the noble lady came in, and just as she was leaving, all of her clothes vanished. Oh my
That
god.
lady is so funny. I think
So funny. Traveller was so happy with that one. Oh.
I'm not much of a prankster though.
Yeah.
I like a good time.
Let me.
A good time is a good time.
Good time is a good time. I mean, the Traveller, he likes a good prank every now and again, and I do believe that you could have a lot of fun, especially with that one.
but you know, there is other ways to support him. Just spreading his word around is something that is very important.
Spreading his word, you know?
So anyway, yeah, she's talking to you about the traveler and teaching you about the traveler a little bit. And you guys are now doing what?
Going to get the thread.
The thread? Oh, yeah, so there's a small stall next door that is selling like fine cloths and silks, and there's a very portly lady there who's very jolly and she's like selling like cloths to people there's a lot of people buying pretty rapidly from her. She seems to be churning through product quite quickly.
Hello, Mel.
No!
Malska told us to come here and get some thread.
Oh, friend of Malska, okay, that's a good. I will give you a 5% discount for that one. And what are you looking for today?
Adamantine thread.
Adamantine thread, very much, very nice, very nice. What are you making?
Oh. Fishing pole. Fishing rod.
Okay.
Look, we don't know exactly, sir. We're just getting it from
Sir?
Ma'am, I'm sorry.
Sir?
Ma'am. For a friend of ours.
It is not for the.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I didn't at all. I'm sorry.
I'm not with him.
Look, just buy the thread. And how much would you like?
I don't think we need that much.
How much you want to say?
I think they said the cheapest was like 100 gold. It's been 100 gold, whatever that's worth.
I need like
I mean, for a fishing rod, if he's using it for like the line, if he's using it for the line, you might probably need like maybe. I don't really fish. It's not wow.
how much for like 10 feet?
10 feet. One moment. She gets like a small abacus in. It's 250 gold.
Ned better catch the lot.
Do you want it or not?
You're a beautiful young lady. I will get out your face for just a moment. I'm gonna see how much I need. I'll be back. 250 is fine with me. I'll be able to give to you.
Good.
Very shortly.
The offer is
What?
there for 5 minutes.
Sheesh.
And she just turns to the next person. Oh, hello! Like to the next person.
You have to
Completely
call her
ignorant.
him. I know it looked like a man. I know it looked like a man.
But
I walk off.
I mean, look, if we're gonna spend 250 gold for this thread, Ned better catch every fucking fish in the damn ocean.
I know. I saw it. I was like, oh no, that's why I didn't say yes. I just walked away. Hey, we need to go to Alameda, whatever the other place was that the guy talked about. Alamo. And then get out
In
of
the
here.
meantime,
Oh god.
Here we go.
you guys are being ushered into a small, dark room in the building.
The bronze.
In the bronze theater of bronze. It's a very large wooden building up to the second floor with a beautiful bronze roof on it. As you get ushered past, you can see that there is a huge kind of like auditorium area with a big stage, and on the stage there is someone seeming to practice some lines, and there's a couple of people like laughing who seem to have some kind of privileged VIP seats there. But you're ushered right past that, down some stairs.
Down some stairs.
The person's just complete silence. He comes up to this.
Will only about to get your butt tucked.
He comes up to this large wooden door and just does a and then waits a couple of seconds and then and the door opens and they go like alright. Then the door opens. He walks in and inside the room there is a old wooden table and a small old wooden stool, and on the wooden stool there is a small girl, very small, seems very young, just sitting on the stool, and the person steps in. You walk in, they step to the side, you walk forward, and they step behind you, and the door closes. And the person at the person at the table sits
Puts
forward,
on a glove.
I also crack my knuckles and I said,
and she like leans forward,
she.
and it's that person that was snatching your purse.
Thought.
And she says, "So,
Yes.
what brings you here?"
Your big guard. That's
To the city.
Oh. You see, we're traveling, and we came here because I personally wanted to see this highly renowned comedian. But there's also a different reason. We came for supplies. Got sidetracked by me, of course, wanting to see this performance. But we are definitely the only two. I don't know why I needed to say that.
And you, Druid?
I'm with the tiefling here. Clearly, we came for supplies, and we came to see. We heard great things about the Bronze Theater. And
Now your plans for stealing people's money. were
Oh
quite
no!
clever.
Oh no!
Wait.
Listen,
What? Hold on.
they
Hear
were
her out.
quite clever,
Hold on.
but the methods of which you proposed were ludicrous.
So-called ludicrous,
Are
so-called
you
genius. Tomato.
practicing thieves or just opportunists?
We are in the business of becoming a thief. You know how they say,
You gotta get in. You gotta be initiated first. Prove you can steal.
and obviously we didn't do so well, so they're probably not gonna let us in. But if you could teach us a few moves, I'd gladly take it.
I should have never said it all along.
Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and lay it straight because I don't know any other way. I'm terrible at lying. So, you tried to steal from my friend. He straight up caught you trying to steal his coin purse. So, what are you trying to threaten us with?
Did he catch me or did I let him catch me?
That is
caught
an
you
impossible to
red-handed.
answer question because you wanted to be
How does your
caught.
hand feel?
It's fine.
So.
What? You didn't win that one, Shay. Shut up! I'm trying to act like you're in my
Hey!
Son of a bitch!
And your name is?
Bitch.
Sasha the bitch. Sasha the bitch and Shay.
Sasha the bitch.
Yes, and his last
Is
name
Sasha?
is Bane. Shay Bane and Sasha the bitch. Nice to meet
roll
you.
a deception check.
And if you don't believe me, it's a stage name, of course. So, of course, Sasha the bitch. I mean, who would name their child? Oh, shit. 13.
He says, "Sure." So,
Doesn't sound reassuring.
Miss Bitch.
Thank you. But please refer to me as bitch or Sasha. My mother was Miss Bitch.
She actually does laugh a little bit. She says, "Here are 2 tickets to the show." And she hands them across to you.
Why are you giving us 2 tickets?
Yeah, hold on.
Just call it a gift.
Mr. Bane is right. What is the catch here?
There's gotta be a catch.
No catch.
Listen,
Call it a gift.
I don't even know who you are. Who are you?
I'm someone who is giving you a gift.
Wait.
Psych!
She holds on to them, so you do that and she's like, "But I expect for you to make Gorgolofi laugh." during the show.
Who's Gogolofi?
You'll know.
Ah, damn.
If you make her laugh, we'll talk again. You don't make her laugh. You better make her laugh.
Sorry. Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
And yeah, he like opens the door and just like pushes you both out.
So,
And the door closes.
okay, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. You've seen me tell jokes in battle. So, we're gonna have to rely on your comedy or slapstick. 'Cause, I'm not funny.
I'm not funny either. So,
Damn it, we need a Zul. He's a fucking joke. It's just so easy for him because he's naturally a joke and unfunny.
hey, I got a good joke for you. Bullet.
Let me get some face. Oh, God.
I go like, levitates.
You and Caius are such murderers. I just kill people on ships. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you guys gonna do? The show, the people are starting to filter in into the show, and they're taking their seats.
Okay, one, settle down, you
We can do this.
fucking menace. Maybe.
What are the odds that we actually make her laugh? I don't even know who we have to make laugh. I guess
I'm guessing.
the whole
Wait,
crowd?
what was the name of that comedian? We never even asked.
I don't even
We don't remember, and we just said the comedian while we were in there. Then you asked, who is that?
Yeah, and
so
she said you will know. And
so that means we probably should have known. I would guess it's the comedian.
So yeah, as you walk out into the seating area, and as we fade back to the market, you hear like, and now on stage, the hilarious, the funny, the great Gogolofi, and like this beautiful woman starts to walk out onto stage, and we fade back to the market.
Alright, we go back for him.
Okay, so yeah, you're just coming out. You've got like a ton of pamphlets. And
Wait,
you
what
have,
was the shop name? Sphinx, and this is Mosca?
It was called the Sphinx's Candidatorium.
I don't remember all that. I just remember.
And Moxa was the.
Mosca.
Molska was the lady.
Yep.
And you have a Wand of Wonder.
Oh, it's not a card?
No,
Okay.
you just need to put it in D&D.
Okay.
It's ridiculous in so many ways.
Alright.
It's
Well, thank
basically-
Azul.
I got you. Yeah, it's like it's the sorcerer, wild magic
So
sorcerer.
it's like a version of that. You roll a D100, and whenever you roll, a spell comes out of that one.
Hey, Azul.
So it could be like a stinking cloud of smoke. It could be a fireball. It could be.
Wait, what's it called?
It's called the Wand of Wonder.
This is gonna
It's
be
just
horrible.
completely ludicrous.
It's gonna be very fucking horrible.
I think if it is fucking insane if you can get roll well.
Nah,
Yeah.
he gonna roll a 5. So where's the 5?
5 slow.
Hey, that's pretty damn good.
It's pretty good.
Azul.
Yeah, everything is pretty good.
I went and shot.
Oh, thank you.
Well, 11 to 50, you are stunned until the start of your next turn, believing something awesome just happened.
Mordecai, thank you very much for everything that you give us. I'll take this one. I'll look into it. If it fucks me up, I'll be back.
Or maybe not.
That's not funny. Alright, but yeah,
So you marked
Yes.
off 400
Azul!
gold.
I guess I'll check out these Chavala.
Well, 800 silver.
But I'll go check out your friend, Lulu. She's like down here, right?
Just about 50 meters this way.
Okay.
So you can just see the top of it still there. It's the lights.
Thank you. Yes, in time, first mate.
He didn't like us. He didn't sell us.
I thought it was a sheep.
About that.
I'll point at him.
She's sex change? I don't know.
I thought it was a man.
Like
So,
it.
I mean, I thought it
We're
was a
saying this
man.
in front of her.
obviously a failed.
I mean, clearly he's got broad shoulders like mine. So I mean, I thought it was a guy.
She didn't think it was very funny, so she tried to sell us the strength for a lot.
Yeah.
So you fucked up the deal, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Then she had the nerve to say that the deal was only for 5 minutes, like it was a good deal or something.
Okay. So you go back to the other guy and buy the string from him.
Yeah.
He didn't have the string.
I thought he did that.
No, he
No,
didn't.
it's another place we have to go.
He said just walk around and find one.
Oh, that's
At least she told us
Yeah.
exactly where to go.
She
You know,
said for 10
she was
feet it was
traveling.
like 250 gold. And if we buy something for Ned like that, he better fucking find everything in the fucking ocean.
Really, that
Well, I mean,
that
we-
rod is supposed to be for us, not really him.
I don't know.
I mean, we're not gonna do the fishing though. He's
I would.
We don't know what it's for, to be honest. We did go into the depths of hell to try to get out the stuff to make this stick, so I would hope it's good.
I want
You're right.
that.
Otherwise, Ned will be kicked off the ship. Okay.
They'll get the
To be honest, after all this show, we're trying to get this string. I'm done.
That is your boy.
We'll kick him off and keep the bird.
The more useful.
I do need to go to one more magical place.
And I need to go to Lulu's.
Okay, let's
So
go.
you wander around to Lulu's. The Lulu sells like well-crafted puppet dolls. You know, like some strings that are very more like lifelike looking. They cost about 10 to 15 gold per puppet. They're very well crafted.
I take one. I pick one that's like the most lifelike, but more like bland, general. I don't want it to look like anybody or anything.
It's 14 gold. It's very generic looking, but it doesn't look like anyone in specific, but it is very anatomically correct.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
No worries!
Alright, and that is all I need this for. And I go to Caius's bag of holding, and I'll place it in the back.
Okay. What are you looking for, Tintin?
I'm just looking for Alma.
I thought y'all was gonna ask me
And-
why.
I am late, but my guy's irritated right now. I'm going to Alma to see if they're selling.
Alma and Doris's Emporium, is that where you're going?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, there it takes you probably like another hour of looking around. It says you stop for some food and it's very nice around there. So it's coming up to sort of like 10 past midnight now. You're getting a bit tired, and then you come to this like blazingly bright building that's on the other side of the market, and it says Aldena and Doris's Emporium on the outside in bright lights, like little flickering fires that seem to be like almost magically placed up there. And you go in and it is just like it's like a market within a market, and there's just all kinds of different things in there. There is like bags and boxes and some weapons, and like it's just all sorts of different things. Nothing specific in here, just a hodgepodge of different interesting things. There's you notice there's another bag of holding there that is under a cabinet that is for sale for about 900 gold. You can see that there's a couple of like quite finely crafted weapons for like 900 gold. They've all got actual tokens on. The owners don't seem to really care about haggling. It's just this is the price. There's a cap that you can see. There's like a weird little figurine of an elephant that's up there for like 600 gold. It seems weird for a small figurine. There's a rack of potions that are various different colours. There is some scrolls behind the entranceway that are for sale as well. There's like a strange like green like staff with a snake's head on the top, just behind the exit. And then right behind the area there's this beautifully carved like an intricate staff just behind her, or behind the sort of main selling desk that seems to be in some kind of magically protected box. You walk up to the entranceway, and there is a female tiefling standing behind it. She says, "Hello, I am Aldena. How may I help you today?"
Hello, Alma. I have a couple of questions. Do you sell thread?
Well, yes, we sell all kinds of things here.
Alamatite?
Well, yes, of course.
For how much? For
How much are you looking
a
for?
yard or two?
A yard or two.
I mean, or something like that.
A yard or two of thread's probably going to set you back about 70 gold, I would say, for 2 yards.
Okay, I'm like,
We're about to get robbed.
That's not bad.
okay, and I was asking a question about, I pulled out the slime trident.
And she's like, oh, disgusting. I like it. Very interesting. And this, if you spend some time with this, the slime doesn't affect you?
No, it does not affect you. After a while, attuning to it, it's actually, you grip it. It's very good.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I believe the lizard man design.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, so you're looking to sell or trade?
Trade for that. 3.
How much dirt can we get for
The
the
staff.
Yes.
The trident, yes. I would say we can probably get you about around 10 feet or so, I would say, for this trident.
Okay, how about the trident in like 50 gold? How much can you give us?
Well, that would be about 10 feet and a yard and a half on top of that.
Okay. Let's do it.
Deal. Takes the trident, gives you
I
a
do
nice,
that
so it's like 12 foot of thread ish.
Ish.
If he say he
Plus your
wants
stuff, and how much gold did you say? It was 50 gold.
50.
50 gold.
You know what? I told her, you know what? 59 gold.
What?
She's like,
I feel like I heard something
sure.
stupid.
And just like moves the scissor like there. But feel free to have a look around. If you would like, one of our assistants can help you. We have some very interesting things in. A very interesting shipment came in the other day, so there's some wonderful items.
I do.
Right.
I have 2 more questions for you. If it's okay.
No, it's fine. You talk to her.
Okay, the potion, healing potions. How much are the healing potions?
What are you looking for? Large, small, medium-sized healing potions?
We're looking for Azul.
What?
Potion. Which one you want? Small, medium, large?
I mean, this is not for me, it's for you, Miney.
It's for everybody.
Well,
I'm
I'll
looking
tell
for
you what,
medium.
we
I'm
actually
looking for
only
medium.
have 2 in at the moment, so she pulls out 2 potions. They're quite large, and she's like, these are 250 gold each, but they are very potent healing potions.
Okay, well, before we buy those, is there? You said okay. You get a lot of random things throughout here.
Some
Is
fantastic-
there
I do like the
anything
strange and
that you
wondrous.
have in here that can resemble like maybe like a key, maybe, or like some type of artifact? Because remember that pedestal back at that one door. I wonder if there's like anything that's like an artifact or anything, like a key to open up that door.
keys. No,
Like
I don't really have anything like that.
Defense bracelets.
Bracelets. None of them. If you would probably need to speak to some sort of armorer for the defense bracelets. They are quite costly. But there is a number of armorers in the city, not in the market area, more in the palace area, that may have those, but they are rarer if you are looking for, I assume, magically enchanted bracelets, if you say defensive. Or do you just need normal bracelets? I can sell you normal bracelets.
No, defensive bracelets, not normal bracelets.
No, I mean, let me just have a quick look at my stock, and I'll let you know what we have. So, we do have this wondrous crossbow here. Pulls out like a very nice crossbow. This is very interesting. If you kill someone with this, a magical spider appears out of their corpse. Very strange. I like it a lot. The second one, this is I believe you have one there. A bag which you can store many things in of different. It's very, very
The bag of
functional.
holding.
Yes, some people call it this. Yes. What it does is it traps a parallel dimension within a small space. Then we have this, and she pulls out like a small, almost like a rubberized cap, and she's like, wearing this cap allows one to breathe underwater indefinitely. We have this figurine here, and she pulls out that like strange elephant figurine.
This, when spoken in a magical phrase upon the figurine, transforms into an actual elephant, which can carry items, pull things, knock down buildings, whatever you are interested in. And this potion here, she holds up like a small viscous potion, will allow you to climb any surface. Then she shows you another potion that has this weird green liquid. Says that this one will make you impossible to see for a few moments. And then this scroll, once read, allows you to create a ward of blades around your body. And then this staff here, she holds up and she just speaks like a strange, and the head of the staff becomes like a snake. It's like it's like one bite from this beauty, and that's gonna cause you some trouble. And then
Kind of high outside, so I'm not paying attention. Looking at Boom Boom.
And this one,
Boom Boom's looking at
and she takes the staff out of the top. She's like, we haven't yet worked out what this one does, but we do believe it is very ancient and once belonged to a tiefling wizard, as far as we know. So unable to have unlocked some of these features or powers within it, but we believe that it could be rather interesting.
How much do you want for that?
Well, this one would probably be. I mean, we had a bid last week for around 3,000 gold, but it wasn't very. I felt like the buyer was up to no good, so didn't want to sell it.
Well, we appreciate looking at your wares. We actually have to be somewhere to meet up with some friends, so I think it's about time for us to go and head out.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for the
The last one, why are you selling it for that much if you don't know what it is?
because we don't know what it is.
If you don't know what it... I'm not even gonna argue with you about this. Okay, alright. You have a good day. I'll see about that last
Fantastic.
one next time.
Have a great
If you
day.
drop that price on me, you know.
Maybe we will.
I
Yeah,
think we
we
need
did.
to head over to the theater of bronze.
You think it's gone the fire, huh?
Huh? Did y'all get what you need?
The place is probably burned to the ground if we send both of them.
Alright,
Hey,
let's go.
hey, did we get the thread?
Yes, we
So,
did.
we
I'm
did.
going to choke Ned with it.
what was up with the dramatic pause? I know.
Because I was thinking if I was to choke Boom Boom with it, but I wasn't sure.
Hey,
Boom Boom.
It was like, eh?
Hey, Boom Boom, how much you get for us?
Oh, I got. But I had
You
had like 20, 30 gold on me. So I got about 20, 30 gold worth. But he knew the good stuff, so I got the good stuff.
Before you go
You
shop.
have your shop here. Why would you buy something from somebody else?
Well, I like to dabble. You know, I like to.
So that,
Where's my shop anyway? It's right here. Oh, there it is! And it's like 20 feet away is Boom Boom's other shop. Just called Boom Boom's.
So you don't have the good stuff at your place, Boom?
Oh, I do. I want to test it. This stuff is as good as my stuff.
so you bought 20 gold worth of somebody else's
Yep. Oh,
It
yeah.
could be skunk.
It was good.
We can still use this thread on him if you
I
want.
tested a small amount. It's my gold.
Hey, this is gold.
I can do what I want with my gold.
He grown. What? Where's it? What?
Some of that gold was borrowed and not returned.
Oh, I thought he said you can let him have it.
I said that because he was.
Oh.
It's time to go to the theater. It's time to go
Oh
to
no.
the theater.
Okay.
It's like,
Okay.
well, I'm going to head over to my shop, so I'll meet you back in the boat.
Alright,
You
sure.
boys have fun in the theater.
Alright then. Yeah, I go because I just need to check up on him. So.
Okay, so you start heading over to the theatre. In the meantime, Theatre Death Boys. Yes.
Whoa, Theater Death Boys. Dude, we got this in the bag, Fantasia.
Gorgolofi is like a quarter of a way into her set. Like the crowd is like crying with laughter. She's been talking about like how like incompetent the Proteus Guard are and like why they couldn't stop. They couldn't stop I don't know, whatever, like an elephant. you know, with a
Like water buffalo or something.
yeah,
like
something
that.
like that. Like, and then people in the crowd are laughing, and like there's a few people that are just like practically passing out, like they're crying so much at the laughter. Yeah, for you guys, it's she's funny as shit. Like really funny. Really good jokes, really well aimed. She like picks a few people out in the crowd to make fun of, and they find it even more funny. You can see that the crowd has got even like some really noble people there. She's getting very
Roll a
popular.
perception check.
It's what for?
Is she like casting anything magical? Is she doing something
Oh.
particular with her hands or something like that?
You would need to roll an Arcana to see if she's casting something.
Oh, I can't
Okay.
do that.
Or are you looking for someone else casting something?
I'd like to make a perception check about if there's anyone in the crowd or in the theater
Doing anything
like
sketchy?
sketchy. That's probably the best way to
You
put
can
it.
perceive that, yes.
20.
Not really. You do notice that there's a couple of people going around selling things, and behind them is a couple of these what seem to be smaller children that you've seen before. You can assume that they are potentially relieving people of some additional cash, whilst they are entranced by the comedy experience.
I check my own gold pocket.
It's not that. Yeah,
Nice.
I mean, it's
I mean,
lost the sack.
my sack is still. Both sacks are still
What's
there.
the name
so-
of this person again?
Gorgalofi.
Gogolofi.
Gorgalofi.
Alright.
Yeah, it's like she's like quite a beautiful, like very like far down the generations tiefling. She's got like almost like a pale blue skin that is almost humanoid in color. She doesn't have a lot of features that a tiefling has. Doesn't really seem to have a tail. Has tiny horns on her head, but not like Fantasia level of very demonic. Looking. She's much more human looking.
Do you think she's? What if she's not a tiefling? She's a human dressed up as a tiefling. I don't know. Something's odd about this whole theater to me.
I've never seen a tiefling without a tail, but I'm usually the first one to call racism, but they do come in different shapes and sizes. But if she is a phony,
I mean, you know that like depending on the percentage bloodline, they could be varying different levels of tieflingness.
Yeah.
so there's
Either way, we have to somehow make her laugh.
well, going off of listening to her material, she doesn't like the Protheus Guard.
Yeah, she doesn't like the Protheus Guard, but I've got some pretty good jokes.
So,
Trust
like
me.
I said earlier, he's the perfect damn joke.
I know, but Azul's not here.
Yeah, but think about it. We know Azul. We have connections to the Protheus Guard.
Yeah, I know, but he's not here.
I'm saying we can make jokes about him and
Yeah,
the
but
people we know from the town.
I don't know anyone from this town.
You were on the boat with his cousin. Just make up names
From the
and
Protheus
use
Guard?
their stories.
No, I'd rather come up with original content.
My God, comedy is based upon things that you've... I'm a bad comedian and I know this. Experience.
Listen, you may be a performer, but I am a performee.
The fuck?
Okay?
Are y'all saying this out loud?
Like receive.
We're like whispering, okay? Like we're on the side, right? Kind of.
I was about to say, they gonna win from just trying to talk about it.
So, it's just... You gotta understand, a performee is not a word, for one.
Okay,
And
it
second,
doesn't matter. All it matters is I think I can get it. Look, we just have to make her laugh once, right?
as long as she goes, I'm pretty sure we get to live. So,
We might die?
I don't know what the fuck she wants to do to us. She's tiny and filled with
We
angst.
can definitely just turn invisible and walk out of here.
I can only cast invisibility on myself.
I can turn into a rat.
I mean,
Or a cat.
no, we should save that for when we're leaving, because then we can't be chased. Because then they would go and find our boat, and then we get everyone else.
Alright, what's our plan of attack? How do we make it laugh? Do we say a joke? Do we do something really stupid? Do we do something really silly?
I mean, we're doing something really stupid right now. I'm just going to go ahead and point that out. But here's what's going to happen. We make fun of the Protheus Guard that we know of. Tell them that they're terrible at love. I mean, if you want to go to dark joke territory, which I don't, we could say the Protheus Guard is so incompetent they can't save their own father from a little bite. But you know, that's a little dark of a joke.
That was funny.
Shay's also like, wait, what?
I mean, did you hear her about them not being able to take? She doesn't give a fuck about them.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't see how.
We'll try your stuff. We'll try your thing.
I didn't say we're
Maybe
doing
she'll
that
pick
dark
one of us
joke.
to make a joke or something, and then you can say your joke. But if you fudge it up, I'll have to cover for you. My comedy, you know how it is.
I mean,
Yeah.
if I cast something,
Wait. Can't you just make someone laugh really, really hard?
I mean, I could cast it. It's the matter of will it be seen?
I can create a distraction. Just tell me when, I can create the distraction. Easy. Just trust me, Fantasia!
I feel like we're making this worse, but
Just tell me. Okay. Tell me when.
no, we're just gonna fucking
Tell me
do
when.
it.
Tell me when. Just tell me when.
It's like a guy
Out in
next to
the
the
crowd.
guy.
The crowd's just like,
No, the person on the side is like, what the
Josh,
fuck?
shut the fuck up, tell us the jokes.
They're all laughing at them.
So you gotta understand, you know, hey, you shut the fuck up and let us talk. Can't you see there's a discussion happening here? We're talking about how we want this comedian, you know, to notice us, and you're sitting here saying, shut the fuck up, and that is getting to me right now. I'm in a lot of stress, thank you.
this comedian don't hear this.
It's big auditorium.
So, thank you. Shay, back to us.
Okay.
We're in,
Look, like I said.
and I sure as hell am not telling that dark joke. What if I tell it and Azul walks in and he's like, oh, so that's what you think? You don't even care about my father. This is funny to you. Like
Wait,
a
wait,
small
wait.
fry levitating.
No, you have
It's
to.
mad.
You don't care about my father.
He's gonna go levitate,
Sesame Street.
smoke some pie, and then be like, Fantasia.
1 5, 2 5.
Maybe he, I bet you he thinks there's something
Okay.
super
Let's
pie.
do something because she's
Yeah.
halfway done through her set. We're running out of time, and
Alright.
I want to live.
What if we heckle her? I mean,
Okay. Yeah.
oh
Hey,
my god.
what do you call? Fantasia, I forgot what to say.
Oh my fucking god! How can you forget what to say if I don't even know your damn joke?
Goes quiet. It's like, what do you call what?
What do you call a mountaintop guarded by rogues? A sneak peek.
Roll a performance check.
Damn it.
Natural 20.
Please tell me that.
What's my performance?
Oh,
Okay,
God.
it's not that bad. 7.
God!
She just like, I don't know, but is that what you are getting right now?
But let me tell you what's on that sneak peek. Even though it was so lame and very vulnerable, you know who can't see it? The Protheus Guard.
Roll a performance check.
God.
That was so trash.
We're trying to not die.
Fuck that
Oh, 11.
I'm assuming that was a 1.
5.
That's a 5.
It's
Yeah.
11 though for him.
Oh, God.
She says like, sure. And then just goes back into her routine as if you guys...
That didn't work.
You kind of put us on the spot
Yeah,
there.
because I was getting anxious. We're wasting time.
You just yelled out a joke that you didn't tell me the freaking punchline
well-
to.
The person behind you's like, be quiet.
Will you be
Shut the fuck
quiet?
up.
We're trying to fucking watch the show here.
If you don't like it, move.
Please. Thank you. So
And that
people-
person's like, just, like waving to the person
The
like
usher?
one of the ushers.
The waitress.
Yeah.
Giving up the drinks.
The usher's like, they're like, And the ushers like slowly making their way over.
Come on. Fantasia, we need to compose something quick.
Okay.
Look, I can transform into a lot of animals, I can create a distraction, you can cast hideous laughter, and we're good.
Alright.
Right? I can act like an ape and chimp out.
First of all, turn into something like a bird or something.
Why a bird?
No one's gonna fucking believe an ape just appeared in the theater.
Okay, oh, wait. What if I turn into a bird and then I shit on someone?
Go for it. Go for it. That's funny. It's fucking comedy, man.
Wait, are you being rhetorical or are you being serious?
I'm being serious. I don't know what the fuck comedy is. I'm a performer of music in acts, not the
Go
fun.
to the Brian's comedian club and perform.
It wasn't.
That's what you're trying to perform.
Okay. I'll turn into an owl, okay? And I'll fly, right, over the crowd and just, you know, I don't know. Maybe I'll fly into someone and just like.
Oh, but the person is still
Whatever you do, you cast hideous laughter. Okay?
I am casting.
Just do that. When I do it, you cast hideous laughter. Done. I'm going to go pretend like I'm going to the bathroom.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
You got this?
Yes.
Okay, fuck this up.
All right.
Okay, so I get up from my seat, I turn around to the guy and say, hey, suck my ass. And I walk towards the bathroom, right? Clearly being a little bit more, like, drawing a little bit more attention to myself that I'm leaving, right? So I head out, I walk out, I peek to the right, I peek to the left, I put on my hat, and I turn into the comedian.
Okay.
And then I start walking through and go to the bathroom. And then,
But I mean, people start to like stop you.
yeah,
Oh my god, can I get you? Wait, how are you?
I just keep walking back. I just walk to the bathroom and I shut the door.
I hope you walk into the women's bathroom.
Yeah, there's like 4 or 5 people in the bathroom.
Oh, wait, you're right.
Which
I
bathroom?
turn around and I realize the mistake I made. I look for an individual bathroom that I actually.
People are like stopping you left and right. Oh, can I get your autograph, please?
I say no, I don't have time. Can someone that works here help me right now? I am very flustered.
Someone comes up to you and starts speaking a really weird language to you. Like,
Take me to a private bathroom. I need to relieve myself.
They look at you really strangely and they start speaking that same strange language to you.
Oh, son of a bitch. I walk back.
Do you speak these cans?
Hell no.
I say I'm not feeling too well. I'm gonna go to the restroom.
Okay, they're like, hold on a minute.
I walk really fast.
They're like,
I go to the bathroom and shut the door.
which bathroom?
Oh my god.
The females.
Okay.
I'm about to roll for
So
it.
there's a
I
bunch
just
of,
shut it. I take the hat off. I stuff it in my bag.
Wait, are you again?
Yes, I'm in the
Okay, so you hear like a bunch of that.
No! I'm in the stall. I'm in the stall, or whatever you call it. In a closet or something like that. Okay, I will be specific. I take it. I take the hat off. I say, okay, I'm going to turn into a bird.
Yeah, so about to fuck up people.
Hold on. I turn into an owl.
Okay.
And I just, no. I open the door, like so there's a little crack. I transform into an owl.
Oh, you gotta get out of the stall.
Wait.
Oh,
Wait. I don't transform.
What do you do?
Okay. I walk out of the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
I said, whoops, sorry.
It's like a big orc woman. She's like, hey! And it's like goes to grab you. So,
Okay, fuck this. Fuck this.
Roll a quick.
I don't know where he is. I'm getting fucking flustered.
Roll
Whatever.
a quick. It would be a dexterity saving throw.
All right.
Oh
A
my.
dexterity thing.
Dexterity 9.
She fucking tackles you to the floor, like in the middle of the bathroom, like boom, like hits you. She's like, stay out of there!
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought this was the bathroom!
Get the guard, and then go, was like, oh yeah, oh disgusting, oh, disgusting. She's like
Wait.
pinning you down.
Are the guards and ushers leaving to go deal with that situation?
Not whether you can see. I mean, you can roll a perception check if you want to try and see this.
See if they start walking away from me to go deal with him. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. 14.
14?
Yes.
Yeah, you don't really see anything. You can't really tell that it's happening.
So I'm like,
And you are like.
That's the word.
First.
Shame. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna stand up and do a little dance, so that way maybe my motions won't be noticed.
I'm sorry, I went into the bathroom, I didn't know!
While that is happening, I'm gonna stand up, dance, and look at the comedian.
What is this? Can I?
Thank you.
So what do you do?
I stand up and I start dancing while I'm looking at the comedian. So hand signs, because Che's taking too long. She's freaking out, so she's gonna cast hideous laughter on the comedian right now, because she doesn't know what the hell's going on with Che.
Okay.
Oh my
This
god.
is just getting
What
worse.
do they need to do for hideous laughter?
Hideous laughter. Creature of your choice that you see within range perceives everything is hilarious, funny, and falls into fits
What do
of
they need
laughter.
to do? They need to save?
Yeah, wisdom saving throw
Oh.
of 14 or higher.
Cool.
Damn.
So she just like, she's mid-joke and she just looks at you and just points at you
Oh god.
and make a saving throw, 14 or higher. You just collapse in laughter in the corner and she's like, I don't think I was that funny. And everyone's like, oh! Like laughing as well.
Oh my god, we're gonna die! Oh god, where the fuck is Shay? Oh god, Kais is gonna need to kill people for us.
So you're now pinned in. So yeah, you guys like walk up to this beautiful big building. There's clearly like a lot of laughter inside. Clearly someone really amazing. There's still some tickets for sale there now at about 10 gold because the show is most of the way through. But so you could go in if you would like for 10 gold each.
It's 10 gold. Did they go in?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I go. They cast message to Che. I'm just like pointing and hoping that like, Che, are y'all here?
In my head, I'm like screaming, yeah! I know.
roll a quick.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
Just a d20 to see if you get the right direction.
Nope. 5.
2. Yeah, and there's
Who the fuck is Shay?
Some other guy.
Yeah, there's some other. No,
There's some other guy.
Maybe somebody I know. I think, right?
Yeah, I think so. You have to know them.
Let me see.
Yeah, there's no response.
Caius.
So you just know they're not in that direction.
Yeah.
You pointed at like the left-hand side of the building.
No, it could be somebody I don't know, so I'm probably just talking to some random.
So someone's like, hello?
Oh, my bad.
Wrong number.
Who's this?
And I'm gonna say nothing back. I'm like,
Did you
Alright.
find him?
no, there's some random dude. I don't know what happened.
No number.
Yeah. I guess. Excuse me, sir. The tickets for the show. How long is the show?
Oh, it's probably got another 20 minutes or so, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess
Almost
we'll
full, almost full. There's probably about 10, 20 seats left. If you'd like to go, it's a midweek. So, you know, it's not so busy.
Unless one of you wants to go in and see. But I
You
don't.
want to point another direction?
I mean, there's a lot of people in there. I'm going to hit the random folks.
Do it one more time. Just for the hell of it. I think you need a point right there.
The music's perfect.
Roll a d20.
5.
4.
You're like, hello?
Hey.
Hello?
How's the show?
It's good, thank you. So there's some commotion. That's good. That's funny. This lady thinks it's really funny.
Thank you.
No problem.
she said, I don't know, it's funny. We got 20 minutes, I guess, you know, we just wait.
So
I want to go back to the ship and lay down now.
Well, I mean, they're waiting on us, so I would assume they can.
Yeah, we told them that we meet them here. I'm guessing they're inside.
Do one person want to go in?
I'm not paying 10 gold for that, so it's,
I don't want to either.
that's 10 minutes.
I'll pay 10 gold and find them.
Okay.
I sit out here.
You get the guy 10 gold. He gets you a ticket, and you start heading into the space. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for a Chinye, I'm looking for Fantasia. Looking around.
Okay, roll a perception check.
I shouldn't be hard.
Roll a perception check. Where does that go?
She left. She grubbed.
10. It's a 10. I don't know what I rolled twice.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Jesus, yeah.
Blow it up and dip.
She right here.
Is that what she is?
Yeah.
No.
That's why I
It's
smell
y'all
something. She just let it ooze out. Yes.
It's coming out all the end.
Yeah. Rip.
Yeah, so it takes you like a good part of like 10 minutes. And you're walking along and you see like Chenye getting like ushered out of the
Finally
toilet. Like 2 big burly like bouncers like holding onto his arms, and he's like, I just like,
It was a mistake! It was an error! I wasn't paying attention, I'm not from here!
You're still in the show.
Yeah, but I'm not laughing anymore. It only lasts
trying to
for a
get out.
minute. What the fuck is that? Is that Shinya getting dragged?
We don't see it.
Not much.
Well, if you getting dragged out.
yeah. So you're getting
Yeah.
dragged somewhere.
Oh god,
Mars
please
is on
not
the phone, so we
upstairs.
can't see what he's trying to do though.
Yeah, don't scan those out. We'll try
So-
to get in this moment.
Do they walk him out the door?
Yeah, keep that.
I think he's going back upstairs, sadly.
Alright, then.
I don't know.
Which means I might join him.
Okay, I'm looking. I'm
You
just
saw him, Jay.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
saw
saw him
him.
while like,
Yeah, he's getting dragged
where's
out of the
Fantasia?
bathroom.
Oh,
Where's
God.
Fantasia?
So you gonna leave him to get drugged?
Where's Fantasia?
How long does Tasha Sidious left? to
It
last?
only lasts a minute, so I'm
Okay,
done
So
laughing.
you're done laughing.
I still
There
haven't
is a
seen
couple.
Shinya.
There was a couple of like ushers headed your way.
This is the perfect music.
Where's that flight of the bumblebee?
Yeah.
Ah!
Gracias.
So-
That's what I'm looking for.
Roll a perception check with disadvantage because it's very hard.
Cause I'm not about to go towards you.
It's a horrible rolling game.
17.
You said disadvantage.
17.
Oh,
With disadvantage?
Nice.
Oh yeah, I mean you see, you notice you're like, where are these ushers going? You can see they're like beelining in a set direction, and right in the center of where they're beelining to, Fantasia is like brushing herself off and like trying to look around.
This is massive orc lady.
I don't even know who to go to.
Right?
So,
I'm gonna
Making up
cheat.
rules on the spot.
I know I'm
Hey,
very...
hold on, what's going on? To the guards.
They're like, step out of the way, please, sir.
Can I take him with me?
No. This is a peeping Tom, and he is being taken to the management.
To management?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'll go with Fantasia.
I mean, you're not going to make it before the
So-
others make it.
I'll leave. I'll leave.
I know I'm very attractive, boys, but do so many of you need to come up to me? I mean, I know I'm interesting, but y'all don't need to, like, if y'all are trying to get a 5-way going on here, I'm not that kind of girl. I'm sorry.
They're just coming at you.
Come on. At this point, I want to cast sleep, but I think that's just gonna fuck it up for everyone. So I'm not gonna save myself. I'm gonna deal with my punishment.
Okay. Yeah, so they come up to you and they're like, follow us, man. And they like manhandle you out of there.
Help me and Shane.
You just leave, Rick. You don't want to leave.
Huh?
You just leave.
I know where they're going to management.
Where did Shane go?
What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, so they
The intern's been gone for quite a while.
I come out the thing.
Hey! Oh,
I think you're about gotta say
Yeah,
something.
they usher you out and back and down some stairs, and they both just throw you into this room together, and they close the door. And then you hear like as the door locks behind, and they're like, "Wait till after the show."
Wait a minute, we were upstairs last time.
No, we were downstairs.
You would
We were?
Yep.
So, are we about to get the tiny person? Are we seriously? Is this a? Oh my god! This theater is secretly a fucking dungeon. The performers are slaves. Oh
So yeah,
god.
anyway, you head out, and as you walk out without the group, we will pick up next week.
Oh my god.
With 2 incarcerated players.
That's exactly what the fuck I was talking about.
Exactly what I expected.
That
Oh, I can't sift the
that
amount of
was
horse shit I just dealt with
left.
here.
That went
Some
way
random orc lady in the bathroom.
She's using the bathroom.
Hey, you had that hat. You could turn to another girl.
You're right.
You could get
Even like,
anything
I
else.
took the hat off and I walked out of the store. I even gave you the, oh, I was in the store.
Yeah.
And then you said it.
And then when you said, I put my foot on the door because I said, hey, you're still in the stall.
Look, I would just walk right out.
And that's the game, everyone.